deep in debt. I quit my job and returned to the village to inherit the ancestral home. I dreamed of my grandpa, who died years ago, complaining about being broke in the underworld. Scared, I burned paper money for him that very night. Unexpectedly, I received a jade bracelet that Grandpa burned up from below. A spatial divine artifact. The space links myriad realms. From then on, I opened the door to temporal trade. In the wasteland world, where resources are extremely scarce, Yi Hung mistook chicken feed for premium grain. The water from his big fish tank looked like fresh brew to him. I became the goddess of the wasteland and received countless gold, silver, and jewels. In the cultivation world where immortals and mortals coexist, Yi Fan, a mortal, received my angel investment. Step by step, from a commoner to the peak of the immortal path. And I got repaid in return. Countless pills. So many cultivation techniques my hands got sore. Modern cultivation. Rising to the top in one leap. In the disaster world where strange things are awakening, a dying Yishio relied on a bottle of spirit water I gave him, and returned from the dead. From then on, he served me with utter devotion. And then there's that big shot I was betrothed to as a child. Seeing his fiancée getting stronger, he got anxious. He didn't hesitate to use seduction to win my heart and body. My name is Lin Ming. Deep in debt, I quit my job and returned to the village to inherit the ancestral home. But late at night, I dreamed of my grandpa, who died years ago. Little Ming. Grandpa's suffering. How long has it been since you visited my grave and burned paper money? My good granddaughter. You must burn some money for me tomorrow so I can spend it down here. Grandpa will send you a big gift. Remember to go to my grave. Dig under a small wild chrysanthemum. That's where it's hidden. The dream was incredibly vivid. Grandpa's complaining face was right in front of me. I lost my grandpa when I was 5. My parents died 3 years ago. I was already all alone. Toward this grandfather I barely knew, I unexpectedly felt a bit of concern. Early the next morning, I carried a hoe and some liquor, and headed straight for the ancestral graves on the back hill north of the village. The villagers saw me pass by, and started whispering, that little jinx kills everyone around her. Not only did she kill her parents, I heard she killed someone in the city too. So unlucky. Why did our Lin family village have to end up with a jinx like her? I couldn't be bothered with the gossip. I found Grandpa's tombstone. Looking at the dusty, weed-covered grave, I felt a pang of guilt. I weeded and wiped the stone, after kowtowing 3 times. Sure enough, I dug up a yellow handkerchief under the small wild chrysanthemum. Inside was a jade bracelet. As soon as I put it on, a piercing burning pain shot through my wrist. My uncles and a group of people arrived aggressively. Now you remember to visit your grandfather's grave? Only taking the good stuff. Not honoring the elders. You'll be punished by heaven. Did you know that? 4th Uncle Lin Jinshan was the first to attack. 2nd Uncle Lin Jinxiang chimed in. Dad was confused. He shouldn't have left the ancestral home to the 3rd son. Look at it now. As soon as the 3rd son died, the ancestral home fell into the hands of a girl. Our Lin family ancestors must be crying in the ground. The villagers also started jeering. Jinxiang is right. In our Lin family village, which family's house would ever go to a little girl? What a joke. In unbearable pain, I suddenly noticed the jade bracelet was gone. Only a thin circle mark remained on my wrist. I cut them off sharply. All of you shut up. You want the ancestral home? Fine. The old man owed over 3 million in debt before he died. If you can pay it off for him, I'll hand over the ancestral home. If you can't do that, then shut up. With that, I turned and ran home. After locking the door, everything went black. When I opened my eyes again, I found myself in a square, mysterious space. I quickly figured out the rules. This was a portable space I could enter and exit at will. I could store items, but it consumed mental energy. Remembering Grandpa's instructions, I immediately rode my bike to town to buy paper money. Sir, I'd like to buy some paper money. Little sis, buying paper money? What kind do you want? Just the kind that works. It has to ensure that after burning, my relative underground can receive it. And it should be valuable. Little sis, take a look. Silver ingots, gold ingots. These are all very valuable. Send them over. Your ancestors will be happy. And this kind of hell banknote comes in all denominations. Pretty solid. The rest of these round square hole papers are just simply cut. Not worth much. Give me a bit of all of these. How much will it cost? All this comes to 2,000. I paid quickly and stored the big bags of paper money into the space. When I got home and was about to burn them, I found the paper money in the space had vanished. Where's the money? Grandpa's money. Who's so rude? Stealing paper money? Have you no shame? Give me back my paper money. Suddenly, a thought popped into my mind. A guy. Then a blurry figure appeared in the space. Hello, I'm the owner of this space. My name is Yi Hong. And you are? I was shocked. This space was actually shared? After some conversation, I learned only I can physically enter the space. Yi Hong can only connect through mental energy. In that case, shouldn't you return my paper money? Yi Hong hesitated. Okay, I'll go back and find it now. It might take a little time. Once I find it, I'll let you know. Half an hour later, the paper money was recovered. I said gratefully, Yi Hong, thank you for making that trip late at night. I can't let you run errands for nothing. How about I give you 50 as a tip? Sorry for the trouble. Miss Lin. Money isn't usable where I am. If it's possible, I'd like that fish tank in your space. I'd like that fish tank in your space. Is that okay? Sure, the tank is yours. If you don't mind, you can have the chicken feed and rotten grapes too. If you don't want them, you can throw them away. From now on, we split this space 50-50. I'll draw a line here. We'll keep to our own sides. Miss Lin, don't worry. I won't touch your stuff again. This was an accident. The night I burned the paper money, Grandpa appeared in my dream again. Little Meng, Grandpa is so happy. The money you burn will last me a while. Looks like the third son's kid is the most filial. Oh, by the way, I still owed over 5 million when I died. Remember to pay off Grandpa's debts for me. Once you've cleared those debts, Grandpa will give you another big gift. The debt of 3.2 million was crushing me. But the next morning, the debt collectors and my uncles showed up at the door. Second Aunt Li Xiaohui pointed at me and said to the debt collectors, "This is Lin Songshan's own granddaughter. Whatever the old man owed you, ask her, Lin Ming. Don't blame us for being heartless. You said it yourself. You pay off the old man's debts. If you can give this house to your second uncle, then these debts will definitely help you figure out a way together." Fourth Aunt Zhang Guilan immediately retorted, "Second brother's wife. What do you mean by that? You mean you second branch want to take the house and pay the debt, and we all have to share the burden? Hey, dream on." First Aunt Wang Fong spoke slowly. "Little Meng, a debt of over 3 million. It's not something a young person like you, fresh out of school, can handle. Your uncle asked me to tell you. If you agree to give him the house, you won't have to repay the debt." The debt collector snorted. He gave a cold laugh. Fifth Master said, "We're not unreasonable people. According to old Master Lin's wishes, whoever inherits the Lin ancestral home shall repay the debt. Lin Jianqing has already paid part of it. His daughter will repay the rest. You're Lin Jianqing's daughter, right? When can you pay back the money?" I stared at my aunt and said, "I'd like to pay it back too, but you might not know. The ancestral home is in my name, but my uncle is holding the deed. I'm afraid that if I pay the debt, the house will be taken from me. Then I'd have done all that for nothing." Wang quickly shook her head. "Why should we help him get the deed back? We're just keeping it safe for him. A young girl like you. We're afraid you'll be cheated. Then I suppose I should thank you. Don't think I don't know what you're up to. I'll say this once and for all. I'll repay the debt only when I get the deed back. Otherwise, go ask Lin Jianyang for the money. He's not short of 3 million. I slammed the door and went inside. I had just finished cooking egg noodles. Yiheng's voice sounded in my mind. "Yiheng, what's up? Miss Lin, do you still have that premium grain? If possible, I'd like to buy some from you. I'd like to know what you want in exchange." "You mean that chicken feed? I do have some. But how much do you need? I'm not a farmer. I only keep a few chickens for eggs, so I don't have much feed at home." "Miss Lin, how about this? I see you might need underworld money. I had the people from the shelter fold some underworld money from the civilized era. Could we trade that for some more premium grain? I don't need a lot. Just give me whatever you think is fair. Is that okay?" "Yiheng, what do you mean by civilized era? What's the situation over there? You can't even get enough to eat?" From his description, I learned that he came from a wasteland world after the cataclysm. Resources were extremely scarce, and the chicken feed and rotten grapes in my eyes were treasures to them. "Do you want some noodles? I made a bowl. I'll give it to you first. Eat up, and then we'll talk about the trade." I put the noodles into the space. "Miss Lin, I won't eat for free. Thank you." After finishing the noodles, I got straight to the point. "Let's talk about using this space to trade. Do you have anything valuable over there?" "I don't have high ambitions. What I need most right now is money. Trading here hasn't used coins for a long time. We use energy crystals instead. I'm not sure if crystals are useful to you. But gold, silver, and jewelry aren't worth anything in the wasteland. No one cares about them. So a lot has been preserved. Do you want those?" We were in perfect agreement. I immediately went to town and bought water buckets, steamed buns, sweet potatoes, and oranges, filled them with well water, and stored them in the space. Yiheng also gathered his team to head to the city and collect gold, silver, and jewelry. The deputy captain, Sun Hao, quietly asked his buddy, "Tell me in secret, are you and that girl together?" "I've got your back, bro. Old Sun, don't joke about him anymore. He is absolutely the key to our survival. He's our biggest client. If he finds out you're joking like that, you won't get any of the food he gives. My bad. I won't joke about him again. I'll respect him like crazy. By the way, what's his name? You can at least tell me that." He didn't seem to fully trust me. He only told me his surname was Lin, not his given name. When the team members saw the premium grain and grapes Yiheng brought out, they treated them like treasures. But when they heard about collecting gold, silver, and jewelry, they started questioning the captain. "Are you sure you're not being scammed?" Just then, Yiheng sensed a large influx of supplies into the space. He quickly contacted me with his mental power. "Miss Lin, are all these supplies for us?" "Of course. Please check them." I bought 8 large water buckets. They're filled with water from my own well. Clean and hygienic. You can drink it straight. I also bought some simple food. The buns and steamed buns are freshly made. Besides the pork and green onion filling, there are some sweet ones with red bean and sesame. I also bought some freshly roasted sweet potatoes and a few oranges. I don't have much money, so I only got these from town. It's convenient enough. Make do with them for now. When I have more money, I'll definitely provide better things. Yiheng took out a large steamed bun. He said to the team members, "This is prepaid supplies from our employer. As long as we find enough gold, silver, and jewelry, there will be plenty more buns like this." Yiheng took out a large steamed bun. He said to the team members, "This is prepaid supplies from our employer. As long as we find enough gold, silver, and jewelry, there will be plenty more buns like this." The team members were instantly energized. Yiheng seized the moment to warn them, "Listen up. Our employer has no obligation to help us. From now on, don't let me hear any more doubts about him. Otherwise," Sun Hao quickly spoke up, "Boss, I was thinking wrong. Please don't tell him. From now on, I'll worship him like a god." Meanwhile, my uncles came again. Aunt Wang threw the house deed at my feet. "A young girl like you. You're quite capable. I wonder what kind of spell you cast on Fifth Master. You're clever. I'll give you that." Uncle Lin Jianyang threatened Lin Ming. As your elder, I should warn you. A debt of over 3 million is not something a mere girl like you can repay. Go ask around about Fifth Master's background. Then you'll know. If you owe him money and don't pay up soon, you'll regret it. That's none of your concern, uncle. Grandpa's debt. I'll pay it all, every cent, so he can rest in peace. As for you, don't even think about laying a hand on the old house. If Grandpa knew you were up to no good, he'd be so mad he'd crawl out of his grave. To teach you a lesson, I drove them away. Village Chief Zhang Fingyan came by. The village ancestral hall needs renovation. No one has come to claim your grandfather's spirit tablet. You should go take it. I followed him to the ancestral hall. On the way, he suddenly asked, by the way, little Ming, that distant relative your grandfather was very close to. Are you still in touch? The one who's extremely rich, supposedly running a big business in the capital? I was puzzled. Grandpa never had such a relative. I took Grandpa's tablet home and placed it for worship. Yi Heng's voice rang again. Miss Lin, my team and I have gathered some gold, silver, and jewelry. Take a look, are these okay? The backpack in the space was bulging. When I opened it, it was full of shiny gold ornaments, jade, and jewels. I was thrilled. Yi Heng, you guys are so efficient. I really need these things. Once I trade them for money, I'll immediately buy you more supplies. You can also make a list. As long as it's not too hard to find, I can get you a batch in a couple of days. Oh, and we can keep this trade going long term. The more valuable stuff like this, the better. We each get what we need, Miss Lin. Are you serious? You're willing to provide us survival supplies on a regular basis? That's wonderful. Don't worry, me and my team will keep searching for more gold and jewelry for you. Immediately took the jewelry to Cloud City to sell. But the gold shop assistant looked down on me. I've seen girls like you plenty of times. Come to the city for work, save a little, then try to sell at a high price, but can't bear to part with it. Back and forth several times. If you have small items, I suggest you sell them all at once. Didn't you look down on us? Small-time walk-in customers? Then why did you chase after me? I turned and walked into the rival store. But that gold shop guy followed, being sarcastic. Son, this person isn't really here to sell. With that little bit, she's being stingy. Don't bother with her. Who knows where she got that gold? Maybe she's someone's mistress. Better watch out for the real wife making trouble. You like being a jerk, don't you? I held back from cursing you earlier. And you're not satisfied? Chasing after me to get yelled at. You damn dog that deserves to be sprayed. You really thought you had the upper hand back there? The shop owner stepped in to mediate. Mr. Wu, get back to your store. If you harass my customer again, I'll call the police. Hello, ma'am. If you want to sell gold, right this way. Our store's buyback price for gold is 869 per gram. After a moment's thought, he added, let's make it 900 per gram. Sorry, ma'am. For letting a mad dog in to bite. It's a management failure on our part. I hope it didn't affect you too much. I opened my suitcase and took out the red plastic bag wrapped around the gold jewelry. Boss, I want to sell all of these. Please inspect and weigh them. When they saw the bag full of gleaming gold ornaments, everyone was stunned. After checking, the shop owner said, little girl, are you sure you want to sell all these gold pieces? Could you tell me where they came from? They were bought by my elders before. Many certificates and receipts are lost. It's just that I'm in a tight spot now, and I need cash urgently. All right, then I'll calculate it as a full kilogram. That's 900,000. What do you say? I got the money and continued selling more items. Soon my card had 2 million in deposits. While treating myself at a tea restaurant, I contacted Yi Heng. Are you there? Those gold and jewelry you gave me. I've sold a lot of them. Made a good amount of money. Tonight I'm having a big meal at the tea restaurant. Any dietary restrictions? If not, I'll pack some for you. Miss Lin, no need for a big meal. If possible, I'd like to buy some medicine. The women and children in the camp are weak. They often get sick and infected. Also, several pregnant women are due soon. I immediately purchased common medicines, disinfectants, and saline solution. Then I looked up supplies for pregnant women online. While talking to Yi Heng, he mentioned that the space could be upgraded. This thing is called a crystal. It's a synthetic material for upgrading abilities. Absorbing crystals is the most efficient. One for each of us. You should try it too. Just hold it in your palm. Sense the energy fluctuations inside, and then you can absorb it on your own. I tried for 2 hours, but had no clue. I fell asleep holding the crystal. Grandpa came to me in a dream again. Little Ming, Grandpa misses your parents. Find time to bring their ashes back to the old house. Get approval from the village chief. Dig a grave next to mine and bury them together. Oh, and Sanzi, you should have mentioned that childhood betrothal thing to you, right? Find some time to go to the capital. If you like him, then follow the old folks' wishes and get married. The choice is yours. Oh, and one more thing. Burn some more paper money for me down here. Grandpa will use it to pull some strings for you, so your marriage goes smoothly. After waking up, I was full of doubts. I had a childhood betrothal? Even more surprising, a door had appeared in the space. Clearly, it had upgraded. Couldn't reach Yi Heng, so I contacted a jewelry studio in Cloud City. Sold another batch of jewelry, netting 1.3 million. Just then, Yi Heng finally replied, Miss Lin, something small has come up here. I might need your help. Tell me, if I can help. I definitely will. Miss Lin, there's a child who, whenever he gets excited or exercises a lot, starts coughing, wheezing, chest tightness, and difficulty breathing. In severe cases, his face even turns blue, like he's about to pass out. Is there any medicine for this condition? I can get you some, but they're all prescription drugs. Not something you can just buy anywhere. When do you need them roughly? The sooner the better. I asked a classmate for help, and managed to get 10 children's asthma inhalers. Yi Heng said gratefully. Thank you, Miss Lin. I trust you. Miss Lin, these are things our team found in the past 2 days. I can't tell if they're genuine or not. Please see if they're worth anything. If they're not valuable, I hope you won't hold it against me. I'll make it up to you double later. It's fine. You've already found plenty for me before. Go ahead. I'll wait for good news. Later I found out that Yi Heng and his team had been detained by an elite squad from the Evolution Special Zone. He risked his life and used the medicine I gave him to save the Zone Chief's daughter. The Zone Chief was impressed. Brother Yi, don't rush off. You provided the life-saving medicine for my daughter. So of course I want to treat you well. Tell me, what reward do you want? I want the privilege to freely enter and exit Zone 13 and be allowed to trade freely there. As soon as Yi Heng got free, he contacted me. Miss Lin, if I need that kind of medicine again in the future, can you still provide it? Of course, I'll pay the corresponding price. Sure. You're my big client now. As long as what you need is within my ability, I'll definitely get it for you. Oh, by the way, I bought some things online. Stuff that might be needed for childbirth, and some nutritional supplements. It might not be everything, but it should be enough to get by. Don't keep thanking me. We've had a great cooperation. Let's just be friends. Let me formally introduce myself. My name is Lin Ming. From now on, just call me by my name. No need for the formal Miss Lin. Yi Heng was deeply moved. He distributed the medicine I gave him to his team members. These are the medicines the goddess gave us. Inside are bandages and healing supplies. Everyone, take care of your wounds now. Everyone, quickly treat your wounds. And also these anti-inflammatory pills. Everyone take one. She said it prevents infection. Sun Hao took one and exclaimed, damn, no wonder it's the holy medicine from the goddess. The effect is insane. My wound was stinging like hell. Now I feel nothing at all. You can't tell outsiders about the goddess. Keep the medicine a secret too. If anyone lets it slip, Yi Heng, won't let it slide. At night, I entered the space again. Yi Heng, you're here. What time is it on your end? It just turned dark here. Miss Lin. It's evening here too. But in the wasteland world, day and night aren't stable. Nightfall comes at a different time every day. By the way, have you had dinner? I packed some shrimp dumplings and siumai for you. They're still fresh. Just heat them up and eat. Don't waste them. Also, stop calling me Miss Lin. Just call me Lin Ming. We're probably around the same age. You don't have to be so formal. Yi Heng distributed the food to his team. They wolfed it down. Someone sighed, oh my god, this is way too delicious. Even if you sent me to die right now, I'd have no regrets. Yi Heng warned, this meal is indeed a luxury. But it's all thanks to the goddess. You must never forget her kindness, nor let this spoil your appetite. We can't keep asking the goddess for too much. Right after I arranged the surveillance installation, Grandpa's creditor, Fifth Master, called. When are you returning the money? Little girl, Fifth Master. Sorry, I didn't have your contact info, so I had to wait for your people to find me. I've gathered the money. I can pay anytime. Just give me an account to transfer to. I'll have a lawyer cancel the IOU in person. Little girl, lying could land you in jail. Don't worry, I don't steal, rob, or cheat. The money's clean, just collect it. Fine then, I'll wait for the payment. But I want you to settle the debt face to face. I'll send you the meeting address later. Be on time. As agreed, I arrived at a private club in Yin City. Fifth Master looked at me and said, here, have a drink. Anything, I'll pay and leave. I snatched the bottle from his hand. Uncle, don't waste time like this. I'm busy. I'm here to pay you back, not the other way around. After we finished the repayment procedure, I couldn't help asking. Fifth Master, there's something I want to ask about my grandpa. Back then, he borrowed so much from you. Weren't you afraid he'd never repay it? Fifth Master suddenly changed the subject. Lin Ming, you're in your 20s now, right? When do you plan to get married? Has the Yi family never contacted you all these years? Shouldn't be. Forget it. The debt's settled anyway. It's none of my business anymore. You're a gutsy little girl. My heart skipped a beat. Fifth Master, do you know the Yi family? Could you tell me about them? Now that you need something, you remember to say you respectfully. Little girl, you're quite pragmatic. But you're asking the wrong person. I only have some status in this area. In the capital, I'm just an ordinary businessman. The Yi family, what a grand enterprise. I can't help you with that. But why not look it up online? The Yi family of the capital, richest in the nation. They're always on the global rich list. A quick search tells you everything. Leaving the club, my mind was racing. Grandpa had actually arranged for me a childhood betrothal with the richest family in the country. But rather than marrying into a wealthy family, I'd rather become rich on my own. Back at the jewelry workshop, I sold the second batch of goods Yi Heng gave me. Another 900,000 plus credited to my account. Meanwhile, Yi Heng was with his team at the trade fair on the outskirts of Sector 13. Sun Hao said worriedly, are you really going to trade the goddess's stuff? Aren't you afraid she'll blame you? And also, everything the goddess gave us is top-notch. If you put it out like this, won't we attract attention? Yi Heng said firmly, for the future of the team, and to not hold Miss Lin back, I have to take the risk. I believe Miss Lin won't blame me, even if we're targeted. As long as I never reveal the secret of the space, she won't be implicated. From start to finish, I'll take this secret to my grave. Yi Heng spread a well-preserved cloth on the display table in front of him. He extended his mental energy into the space, about to pick suitable trade items, when he saw many food boxes suddenly appear on the table. Miss Lin is feeding us again. Lin Ming, you've spent too much again. Actually, you don't have to give me such good food. I heard Yi Heng was also there, so I quickly said, don't be polite. This is my thanks. The gold, silver, and jewelry you gave me are very valuable. I've made a good profit from them. You deserve all this. No need to feel embarrassed. By the way, what are you doing? I sensed Yi Hang's mental energy, hesitating over the supplies, but not taking any. Yi Hang told me about the trade fair. After listening, I said, trading with others is a good thing. There must be plenty of supplies in your world that I can't provide. It's a great idea. But to start, maybe test the waters with some less valuable items. I just casually mentioned it, not wanting to interfere too much. Soon I went back to my own business. Yi Hang, having my support, felt his earlier unease vanish instantly. He started thinking more seriously. Half an hour later, the crowd at the trade fair grew larger. Yi Hang had already chosen 3 trade items. He nodded at Sun Hao. Sun Hao immediately stood in front of the display table and shouted, "Come take a look. Sincerely trading scarce supplies. If you've got goods, come check it out. We have clean drinking water, some premium grain, and fruits that supplement vitamins." Sun Hao only shouted once, and people nearby were instantly drawn over. Soon, the small corner stall was packed tight. "Water? I've got 1,000 bullets. Trade? You want to trade bullets for water? Dream on. I'll offer 2,000 crystal cores. What does premium grain look like? Let me see. I've never seen premium grain before. You actually found fruit. Are you sure it's not poisonous? I have a lot of weapons. Want to trade?" Everyone was chattering, all trying to get the first move. Seeing enough people had gathered, Yi Hang cleared his throat. "I want to trade for spirit stones, or lightweight handheld premium weapons. If any of you have those resources, you can trade with me privately." The crowd, which had been eager, after hearing these 2 items, all looked disappointed. "He wants spirit stones, such precious stuff. I don't have any." "Me neither. Such a pity. Otherwise, I'd really love to taste those little purple fruits." "Tell me about it. My family's malnourished. The vitamins from those fruits would be a huge boost." "That premium grain looks pretty good too. Such fine, delicate powder. Looks delicious just from looking at it." Though most people had nothing to trade, they still hung around, unwilling to give up, each nursing their own ulterior motives. Just then, a group of people in uniforms suddenly emerged from the crowd. They were from the Special Zone's internal defense team. Yi Hang hadn't expected the defense team to be nearby. His heart skipped a beat, but he quickly calmed down. "Our captain invites you, brother, to the tower for a detailed chat." With a wave of his hand, Yi Hang stowed everything into his spatial storage. Seeing this, those who had been thinking of robbing him immediately backed off. This guy actually has his own personal space. That makes him a tough target. Yi Hang and Sun Hao were taken to a watchtower outside the Special Zone's high walls. The defense team captain, Luo Song, even stood up to greet them personally. "Brother, please have a seat. I heard you wanted to trade high-grade food for crystals and weapons, so I had my men bring you here." Luo Song was still on duty, so he skipped the pleasantries. He got straight to the point. He placed one of his own crystals and a pistol on the table. "Brother, take a look at this laser pistol that runs on crystal cores. Does it catch your eye?" Yi Hang and Sun Hao exchanged a glance. This defense team captain was certainly a straightforward man. Yi Hang picked up the pistol. It was indeed a well-crafted firearm. Moreover, the laser type had a longer range and a faster firing speed. Seeing that Yi Hang seemed satisfied, Luo Song pressed on. He explained, "This laser pistol has a very low crystal core consumption. It also has an auto-aim function for moving targets. The hit rate is much higher. You can test it right here if you don't believe me." Hearing this, Yi Hang's eyes lit up. He made a decision on the spot. "Swap for 1 gun plus 1 crystal. I can offer you a bit more food." Joy spread across Luo Song's face. After dismissing his men, he asked in a low voice, "I'm hoping I can trade for more of those little purple fruits. My child is allergic to the nutritional supplements the medical team developed. He can't absorb them. He's severely deficient in vitamins. He gets sick all the time." Yi Hang heard this, and his eyes flashed with understanding. He made a decision on the spot. "Swap for 1 gun plus 1 crystal. I can offer you a bit more food." Joy spread across Luo Song's face. After dismissing his men, he asked in a low voice, "I'm hoping I can trade for more of those little purple fruits. My child is allergic to the nutritional supplements the medical team developed. He can't absorb them. He's severely deficient in vitamins. He gets sick all the time." Yi Hang was taken aback. He was stunned. "Your child is also vitamin deficient? Even though fruits are hard to come by in the Special Zone, shouldn't getting some vegetables still be manageable?" Luo Song sighed deeply. He let out a heavy sigh. His face was full of helplessness. "The soil inside the Special Zone, it's not as clean as you imagine. And vegetable yields have been consistently dropping. You commoners might think we upper citizens never lack supplies. But the truth is, our lives aren't as good as you think. Precious resources are still hoarded by a minority. As for the nutritional supplements, even adults can easily have adverse reactions. Actually, a lot of kids in the Special Zone are allergic to those supplements. I was at my wit's end, so I thought I'd try buying your fruit." Yi Hang was shocked. So even these high and mighty upper citizens in the Evolution Special Zone weren't living in paradise. Comparing it this way, the resources the goddess had provided them were absolutely top tier. He needed to be even more careful with his next trade. In the end, Yi Hang struck a deal with Luo Song. He took one of the other man's crystals and a laser gun. In return, he gave Luo Song a few dozen wilted grapes and 1 very small orange. That very night, Luo Song's child ate a few of the grapes. He cried and fussed for more. Luo Song secretly took a small taste himself and immediately made a decision. He needed to find a way to get on good terms with Yi Hang. He has fruits that are even better than what's in the Special Zone. This man is definitely not ordinary. After leaving Cloud City, I didn't go back to Lin family village. Instead, I returned to the town where I lived with my parents for over 20 years. My parents' ashes were placed in the town's public cemetery, a tiny niche. Just a small plaque on the wall was their final resting place. After completing the formalities, I went back to our small house in town. That night, after exchanging notes on the trade results with Yi Hung, I was just about to lie down when my phone suddenly buzzed with an alert about someone entering the old house. I had installed cameras in the yard of the old house, the main room, and the corners of several rooms. I opened the app. Sure enough, I saw a sneaky figure. A cat-like prowler slipped into the yard. Looking closer. Isn't that Lin Qianqian? Lin Qianqian would never have guessed that I'd installed so many surveillance cameras in the house. After confirming I really wasn't home, she started rummaging around boldly. I always carry the deed to the house with me when I go out, so there's no way I'd leave it for my uncle to grab. Inside the house, aside from some old furniture and my worn-out clothes from years ago, there wasn't a single thing of value. Lin Qianqian lost interest after searching for a while, just like Mom said. Pathetically poor. What's the use of being good at studying? So what if she's been to the Magic City? Her clothes and house are still worse than mine. She's still worse off than me. Qianqian sneered contemptuously, not realizing that every move she made, every word she said, and even that loogie she spat, was all seen by me, heard loud and clear. I didn't alert Lin Qianqian. I wanted to see what this cousin of mine was up to, sneaking over in the dead of night. Lin Qianqian yawned. Reluctantly, she found a room, lay down, and went to sleep. I frowned, completely baffled. I couldn't figure out Lin Qianqian's intentions for now, so I stopped dwelling on it. I set an alarm to wake up early and went to sleep. Woke up well rested, right at 6 o'clock. I immediately opened the surveillance feed and kept watching Lin Qianqian's every move. It wasn't until past 9 that Lin Qianqian finally got up. After freshening up quickly, she sat down in the yard, as if she was waiting for something. Her gaze kept darting towards the main gate. Before long, I saw a black sedan pull up to my front gate. It even had a VIP license plate. Suddenly, things started to click. I stared hard at Lin Qianqian. An elderly man, about 50-something, got out of the car. He knocked on the Lin family's front door. In an instant, Lin Qianqian jumped up excitedly. She moved with surprising speed. She opened the door. Miss Lin? I'm the butler of the Yi family from the capital. I spoke with your father on the phone earlier. I'm here to take you to the Yi residence. Lin Qianqian could barely contain herself. She was trembling slightly with excitement. Dad was right. Their Lin family really does have a marriage contract with the Yi family, the nation's richest. Too bad the betrothal is for the one who inherited the old house. Lin Qianqian felt at that moment that marrying into a wealthy and powerful family was a done deal. She couldn't help but act haughty. She couldn't help but put on airs. She put on what she thought was a proper air of dignity, chin slightly raised, and said to the butler, I understand, but the Lin family won't cause trouble for the Yi family. In this life, I'll go on my own. Pass this message to Grandpa Yi. Your junior, Lin Qianqian, will definitely come to pay my respects. The butler nodded lightly, responded politely, got in the car, and left. Lin Qianqian stared intently as the car drove out of the village entrance, then burst into loud laughter. She was about to marry into a wealthy family. Lin Meng, the child betrothal between the Lin and Yi families, is mine. You probably don't even know you had a marriage contract, right? I watched Lin Qianqian swagger away from the old house and sneered coldly. I knew that old fox Lin Jinyang was up to no good. And sure enough, he pulled a stunt here. The child betrothal with the Yi family belongs to me. Even if I don't want it, it's not Lin Qianqian's place to snatch it away. I steadied my mind and came up with a plan. I packed my things and set off. It wasn't until evening that I returned to the village with my parents' ashes and portrait. Not far off, the brat Lin Haoshuan was sneaking around, peeking at me cautiously. When he saw me enter the old house, he turned and scurried back to his own home. I curled my lips in a light smile. Little brat, running off to tattle. Probably someone will be coming to gloat at me soon. As expected, Lin Qianqian did come, all smug. Oh, where have you been fooling around? How much of that 3 million debt have you paid off? Lin Qianqian started off with harsh words, and I didn't even want to respond. Lin Qianqian wasn't bothered either, and kept talking to herself. Lin Meng, where have you been these past few days? I'm going to the capital in a few days. Jealous? The capital is way more bustling than Modu, and I might even settle down in the capital. You know, getting a household registration there is tough. Oh, by the way, did you manage to get a household registration in Modu? Lin Qianqian knew perfectly well I couldn't get one, and said these things on purpose to provoke me. I had my back to her, watering the flowers, so I put down the watering can, turned around, and looked Lin Qianqian up and down. At that moment, she was as proud as a winning rooster, nose pointing to the sky. Oops, I forgot. You can't even make it in Modu anymore, so how could you possibly get a household registration? Haha, if you ask me. The village is pretty nice too. Suits you just fine. To keep Lin Qianqian from performing a monologue, I finally mustered the patience to respond. Cousin, what are you going to the capital for? Can I come along? Lin Qianqian looked at me as if I were a country bumpkin, with a disdainful expression. You owe so much money and haven't paid it back. I think you'd better save your breath. Just go out and find a job to earn some money. Maybe you'll clear your debt within your lifetime. As for what I'm doing in the capital, why should I tell you? I pouted, not afraid of laughing your face off. Trying to steal this marriage? Dream on. After Lin Qianqian left, I continued tending my yard as usual, not caring at all about her provocation, and even felt quite confident. Later, I took some fruit to the village chief's house. Old Chief Zhang and his eldest grandson were having dinner. When they saw me, old Chief Zhang insisted on setting an extra place, inviting me to eat with them. I couldn't refuse, so I agreed. I heard today, your family had a guest, and they drove a luxury car. Lin Xianxian received them. Zhang Yufan brought this up casually at the dinner table, while also glancing at me, to see my reaction. I could tell Zhang Yufan was trying to warn me, so I thought for a moment and said, just someone irrelevant. No need to mind. Zhang Yufan was taken aback, then buried his head in his meal. As long as you know about it. I was afraid you might not know and end up getting taken advantage of. I thought to myself, this kid is actually pretty nice. After eating my fill, I stated my purpose. I want to open a new grave and bury my parents together in the village cemetery. Old Chief Zhang listened, then thought for a moment. I'll decide on this. I agree. Your uncle and the others, I'll handle their ideological work. Tomorrow I'll hire someone to dig. You make the preparations. I express my sincere thanks. Thank you, Chief Zhang. Just dig the grave next to my grandpa's. If any of my uncles or aunts disagree and try to give you trouble, tell them to come to me. I won't be polite with them. I know you're not afraid of them, girl. But gossip is a fearful thing. We villagers talk a lot, and tongues wag. You still need to consider your reputation. Don't worry. Even though Lin Jianyang is the richest old man in the village, I'm not afraid of him. He'll still give me some face. I nodded, and was about to leave, when I noticed a pile of cabbages stacked in the corner of the yard. I said, Chief, why are all these cabbages piled here? Zhang Fingyan looked over, and his wrinkled face creased even more. The spring cabbages were planted a bit late, and no one came to buy them. I tried hauling them to town, but couldn't sell them either. I was planning to pickle them all, with Xiaofan in a few days. If you like, take a couple home for soup. Hearing this, I had a brainwave, and became interested. I'll take all these cabbages, have your grandson weigh them, and let's settle the amount. Zhang Fingyan thought he misheard. What are you going to do with so many cabbages? There must be at least 100 heads here, 500 or 600 pounds at least. Chief, a friend of mine happened to ask me about this a while ago. He's in the agricultural product business now. Your cabbages are good quality, so I'll buy them for him. Zhang Fingyan's worries disappeared, and he happily had Zhang Yufan help with the weighing. It took some time, and by the time Zhang Yufan was pushing the cart to deliver the cabbages, the moon was already high in the sky. Over 600 pounds of cabbages. Chief Zhang originally quoted only 20 cents per pound, half the market buying price. I insisted on paying 50 cents per pound, and gave old Chief Zhang over 300 yuan. Zhang Yufan kept glancing at me as he pushed the cart. Say whatever you want. No need to keep sneaking peeks at me. Feeling his gaze, I couldn't help but roll my eyes. Zhang Yufan gave an embarrassed dry laugh, and said, well, I still want to remind you. Your cousin sneaked into your house. This morning, a luxury car parked at your door, probably looking for you, but your cousin received them instead. Hearing this, I felt a warmth in my heart. This kid is really a good person. So I smiled and said, I know very well what kind of people my uncle's family is. Thanks for the reminder. Zhang Yufan nodded, and didn't continue the subject. When we got to my house, he bent down to move the cabbages. Even though I repeatedly insisted on moving them myself, the young man wouldn't allow it, insisting on bustling around. Out of breath from the exertion, I went to get him some tea, but he didn't even take a sip before scampering off. That young man is really good, down to earth and hardworking. He's indeed very suitable as a grassroots cadre. I wish him success in getting the position soon. I muttered to myself, then closed the courtyard door tightly. I raised my hand and waved, and stored all the cabbages into the space. With so many things entering the space, Yi Heng, who was resting, immediately sensed it. He quickly extended his spiritual sense into the space, seeing huge cabbages lying on the ground, piled up like a small mountain, a considerable number. I couldn't help but shout out loud on the spot. When I came to my senses, I felt I had seriously lost my composure, so I quickly covered my mouth. Guilty. Miss Lin Meng, these cabbages. I followed you into the space, pointing at the mountain-like pile of cabbages. You probably don't have many vegetables over there, right? Eat as much of these cabbages as you like for now. Once I finish this round of work, I'll buy you more varieties of vegetables. Yi Heng, because of his excitement, his breathing quickened. Lin Ming, thank you so much. These cabbages are extremely precious to us. Oh, by the way, I have something for you too. Yi Heng manipulated his mental energy and moved the crystals and laser gun from the trade in front of me. You've seen crystals before, so I won't introduce them. This lightweight pistol is also for you. For self-defense, I widened my eyes, looking at the small, delicate pistol in front of me, carefully reaching out to pick it up. It was lighter than I imagined, and it didn't feel like a real gun at all. How do you use this gun? Yi Heng handed over a crystal core and explained the usage in detail. Although I was tempted, I still didn't accept it. This is illegal where I am, and I wouldn't use it anyway. You better keep it for yourself. I'll gladly take this crystal though. Hearing this, Yi Heng didn't insist, but he didn't take the pistol away either. He left it in the space. By the way, Yi Heng, even though I can't use a pistol, I really do want something small for self-defense. Nothing that could cause serious harm, but something that can subdue an enemy. If you have any leads, could you help me find one? Over here, deliberately hurting someone is against the law, but if I'm in danger, I'd like to be able to defend myself. As soon as Yi Heng heard this, he immediately tensed up. Have you run into some danger? Not really. I'm just thinking as a girl. Better safe than sorry. Yi Heng naturally took this to heart. After cutting off the mental connection, he immediately set about arranging it. The next day, I received a message from the old village chief and took my parents' cremation urns to the cemetery. At that time, half the village was already gathered around watching. I took a quick look and didn't see any of the neighbors coming. Zhang Fingyan saw me arrive, walked up slowly, and said, "Your uncles have agreed. They won't stop you. Just go ahead and move your parents' graves peacefully." I was a bit surprised that my eldest uncle and the others were being so reasonable. The village chief also muttered, "That's odd. Your eldest uncle was especially easygoing this time. Normally he'd throw in a few curses. Maybe he thinks that since they're family after all, there's no point making trouble for the dead." Is that really the case? I didn't believe it for a second. After finishing the grave relocation for my parents, the little weight on my heart was finally lifted. That night, Grandpa appeared in my dreams again. This time I could clearly tell that there was much more smile on the old man's face, and he looked very spirited. "Ha ha ha, my good granddaughter. The things I asked you to do, you finished them all so efficiently. As for your parents, I've already arranged for them to be reborn. Grandpa will be alone from now on, so you can't forget about me. Oh yes, I've already put in a good word for you. Just go ahead to the Yi family. They won't dare bully you. There's a famous ancient temple in the capital. When you get the chance, set up a rebirth tablet for me there. And Grandpa will give you another treasure." In the early morning, I woke up groggily and immediately recalled the old man's dream message last night, but I found that regarding what he said about my parents, I couldn't remember it at all. However, the matter of setting up the tablet, I did remember, thinking that Grandpa was quite something. The bracelet space he gave me suited me perfectly. If I did this favor, I'd get another gift. I couldn't sit still anymore. I immediately packed my bags and bought the fastest ticket to the capital. No sooner had I left than Lin Qianqian set off right after me. In the only airport lounge in Cloud City, I caught a glimpse of Lin Qianqian from afar and couldn't help letting out a soft laugh. She really is determined to marry into a wealthy family. I didn't show myself in front of Lin Qianqian. We weren't on the same flight. No need to stir up trouble. Let Lin Qianqian enjoy her rich family dream a little longer. Yi Heng and his team, after many twists and turns, finally made it back to the camp. This trip had been very fruitful. The team members looked at Yi Heng eagerly, waiting for him to bring out what the goddess had given. "Go spread the word. Have each family send a representative to pick up supplies. Sun Hao, bring me the work record sheet. We'll distribute supplies according to contribution. The elderly, children, and pregnant women who can't work can get a little extra." 10 minutes later, the meeting tent was packed. Everyone's face was full of anticipation. Are they distributing supplies now? I heard Captain Yi recently met a benefactor. The water and premium grain we got earlier were from that benefactor. At night, I heard my husband talking in his sleep, mentioning something about a goddess. Captain Yi seems to be working with a deity. You actually believe your husband's sleep-talking? There's no such thing as deities in this world. If there really were one who saw our suffering, why wouldn't they come down and help us? Whether there is or not, as long as Captain Yi finds so many supplies, it's a good thing. Our shelter might not have to go hungry anymore. Yi Heng swept his gaze over the expectant crowd, then nodded to Sun Hao. The next second, Sun Hao walked to the corner of the tent and yanked off the covering cloth. Snow-white steamed buns immediately came into view, along with many things they had never seen before. Instantly, the whole tent erupted. Some impatient refugees even made a move to rush forward and grab, but were stopped by the armed team members. Yi Heng looked at everyone with a stern expression. Supplies are hard to come by. I, Yi Heng, am not an unreasonable tyrant. As long as you behave yourselves and keep contributing to everyone's survival, you will definitely receive your fair share of supplies. But Yi Heng's tone shifted, suddenly becoming sharp. If anyone dares to cross the line and break the rules, then I have the right, as shelter leader, to expel them. To be left alone means death. As soon as Yi Heng said this, everyone was shocked, and all improper thoughts vanished. Yi Heng was satisfied with the crowd's reaction. Then he continued, I believe some of you have already heard rumors that these supplies came from a benefactor. That's right, I did meet a benefactor. She is the kindest person in this world. All these supplies were provided by her. Yi Heng's words stirred up 1,000 waves. Everyone was astonished. Captain Yi, that benefactor, isn't she a deity? Will that goddess really keep supplying us forever? First, you have to understand one thing. The goddess has no obligation to help us. Everything depends on our performance. Whoever angers the goddess might make her stop caring about us altogether. As soon as he finished speaking, the tension in everyone's faces grew. We will never let the goddess down. Captain Yi, please tell the goddess to rest assured. We will act according to her divine will. Anyone who dares to defy the goddess's will from now on will be an enemy of the entire shelter. Yes, an enemy. Yi Heng nodded with satisfaction. Using this to restrain the behavior of these people is actually a good method. I will convey your promises to the goddess. Now let's distribute the supplies. Yi Heng began to introduce the supplies. Everyone's eyes widened. These are baozi and mantu. Heat them before eating. The round baozi have fillings inside. There are also meat buns. These are roasted sweet potatoes. You can put them in the fire to roast some more. The yellow fruit is called orange. Peel and eat. The goddess said not to throw away the orange peels. You can boil them in water to drink, or dry them, and put them in premium grain to repel insects. Last but not least, the goddess gave us a lot of cabbages. Each household can take one. How to eat it, how long to make it last, you decide yourselves. Yi Heng finished introducing in one breath. The crowd suddenly exclaimed. The tent was almost turned over. We get to eat meat. What are meat buns? I've never even heard of them. Roasted sweet potatoes seem delicious too. And fresh fruit. There are even cabbages? Great, this is something only the upper-class citizens in the special zone can eat. The goddess is so good to us. I will follow the goddess forever. I had just sat down in first class when I felt a wave of warmth wash over me. It was as if a ray of sunlight had directly poured into my body. The fatigue I had felt was completely swept away. Suddenly, I became full of energy. After more than 2 hours of flight, the plane finally arrived in Jing City. I got off the plane, took out my phone, sent a message to a number, then headed straight to Lingqing Temple. Grandpa wants a rebirth tablet, then I'll go along with him. I had looked into it before. At ordinary temples, the price for dedicating a rebirth tablet is just a few thousand. At a famous temple, it costs over 10,000 a year. But I didn't expect the rebirth hall at Lingqing Temple to have so few spots, and they actually asked for a flat price of 500,000, and it only covers one family. But Grandpa believes in this. He specifically instructed me, and even named this temple, so I had to grit my teeth and handle it beautifully for him. Hello, little monk. I want to reserve this shrine for a rebirth tablet. May I ask how to purchase it? The novice monk standing nearby scratched his little bald head and said to me warmly, Madam, please wait a moment. I don't have the authority to decide. I'll go get my master and the superintendent monk right away. While waiting, I wandered around casually. I happened to reach a small doorway in a side hall, and looking inside, I saw a crowd of people. I thought about it and walked in. This seemed to be a small courtyard open beside Lingqing Temple. I looked closely. No wonder there were so many people. Most of them were young. It turned out to be the hall of the old man under the moon. I'm not interested in seeking romance. I turned around to leave, but from the corner of my eye I saw a familiar figure under the matchmaker tree. It was Lin Xianxian. Lin Xianxian had just made a wish for herself, tying a red string on the tree. She felt a bit more settled in her heart. With a childhood betrothal arranged by the elders, and the matchmaker god helping her, this time, marrying into the Yi family should go smoothly, right? Lin Xianxian thought so, then turned her head and saw me. Her face suddenly darkened. Her heart thumped again and again. Why is she here? Did she follow me? Lin Xianxian thought that nothing must go wrong with the Yi family matter, and felt more and more uneasy. She quickly walked up to me and asked, Why are you here? What a coincidence. Cousin, I'm here on a trip. Lingqing Temple is very famous. I came to pay my respects, praying to make more money. Lin Xianxian's tension instantly halved. It seemed the pressure of over 3 million in debt was too great, enough to make her think of praying to Buddha. So it's a trip, huh? I kind of admire you. Still in the mood to have fun with so much debt. I suggest you think seriously about how to earn money. Being a deadbeat won't do. You're still young. There's a long way to go. Lin Xianxian looked self-important, pointing and criticizing me. I sneered inwardly, but said aloud, Cousin, you're right. People should indeed be down to earth, not have unrealistic fantasies. What are you doing in Jing City, cousin? Last time you said you could settle down here. Is that true? Take me along too, won't you? Lin Xianxian exploded when she heard that. No way, Lin Meng. What are you thinking? We're not close. After saying that, Lin Xianxian was about to leave, but then changed her mind, afraid that I might be secretly watching her. So she said reluctantly and impatiently, Well, since you're here, go enjoy the famous scenic spots. Don't waste your money on places like this. I have a ticket to the museum. It's hard to get. Take it. Lin Xianxian reluctantly took out the ticket and handed it to me. Of course I knew she wouldn't be that kind. When I looked, I understood. The museum was very far from the Yi family villa, spanning 3 entire districts, and it was a ticket for tomorrow. Lin Xianxian planned to visit the Yi family tomorrow, probably wanting to finalize the marriage on the spot. So this was her way of deliberately sending me away. I smiled and put the ticket into my bag. I said without ceremony, Then I'll take it without hesitation. I still have things to do. I'll go now. I left humming a tune. Lin Xianxian stared at my back, gnashing her teeth in hatred. I took out my phone and checked the announcement for this exhibition. I found that during this exhibition, there would also be a special auction. And this ticket was for an inner VIP seat. A single ticket actually costs over 6,000 yuan. TSK. Lin Xianxian really went all out. I feel bad for her, such a loss. Returning to the Hall of Rebirth, the novice monk was scratching his bald head, looking for me everywhere. Benefactor, young lady. I found you. My master and the superintendent won't be coming. Do you still want to set up the rebirth tablet? I smiled and ruffled the little monk's head. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw 2 elderly monks already waiting. Thank you. After the little monk talked with the superintendent, I finally confirmed the procedure for dedicating the rebirth tablet. Once I pay the fee, the temple will arrange it immediately. At this time, there were many tourists watching around. Hearing that someone else had reserved a rebirth tablet, they began whispering among themselves. I wonder which rich family it is this time, willing to spend 500,000 to set up a tablet for a dead person here. Shoo, keep your voice down. Don't commit a taboo in front of the Buddha. Rich people believe in such things. 500,000 is just pocket change to them. Don't let poverty limit you. At the end of the day, it's because we're poor. If I had money, I'd be willing to spend it too. Lin Xianxian happened to walk nearby, heard the crowd's discussion, stood on tiptoe, wanting to see what a truly rich person looks like. As she craned her neck, Lin Xianxian seemed to see a familiar figure. Looking closely, I discovered I was inside the rebirth hall, with 2 old men dressed as monks, who were saying something to me. Lin Xianxian frowned deeply. She pushed through the crowd and squeezed inside. Before she could get the full picture, she heard the highly respected old monk say to me, "Lay donor Lin, the money has been received. We'll go down to make preparations right away. Just wait an hour." The young novice monk and his master stayed to continue receiving me. Lin Qianqian's eyes went wide. She couldn't believe it. What? You mean he spent 500,000 to buy an afterlife plaque? How is that possible? Lin Qianqian's expression looked worse than if she'd eaten a fly. I fixed a cold stare on Lin Qianqian, a smile that didn't reach my eyes. "Cousin, you haven't left yet? Your wish for marriage didn't go smoothly." Lin Qianqian ground her teeth. She hissed, "Lin Ming, how do you have 500,000? Didn't they say you have no money?" I said calmly, "Why can't I have 500,000? I set up an afterlife plaque for Grandpa. Do you have a problem with that?" Lin Qianqian completely missed the implication in my words. Her expression twisted terribly. "Did you notify my dad and the others about this? Going over the elders' heads to do this? What are you plotting?" I laughed. "Ridiculous. You've never even swept Grandpa's grave. On what grounds do you question me? Your lack of filial piety is your own business. Are you trying to stop me from showing Grandpa my devotion? Did it cost you any money? What? Do you think this money shouldn't be spent on our deceased Grandpa? That it should be left for my uncles to scheme over?" When Lin Qianqian heard this, her anger flared even more. She instinctively wanted to scream. But then she noticed the strange looks people were giving her. "Cousin, wow. So the younger cousin buys an afterlife plaque for Grandpa, and the older cousin isn't happy about it? Haha, that's interesting. One shows filial piety from heaven, the other from the ground. Maybe she thinks the cousin is slapping them in the face, afraid of gossip. Or maybe she wants a share of that 500,000. Seeing that she had become the target of public criticism, Lin Qianqian had no choice but to flee. Before leaving, she shot me a vicious glare. I sneered and ignored her. Donor. When a family is not harmonious, the one who cares most about the bond is often the one hurt the most. Thank you, Reverend, for your guidance. I understand the reasoning. I won't be bound by this so-called family affection. After Lin Qianqian stormed out of Lingqing Temple, she immediately called Lin Jinyang. She told him everything about meeting me. That evening, Lin Jinyang gathered his siblings to discuss the matter. Grandpa's afterlife plaque was finally secured. As I was leaving, the abbot wanted me to set up a longevity plaque for myself, but I declined. "Dear granddaughter, Grandpa knows you've already set up an afterlife plaque for me. It must have cost a lot, right? Don't worry, child. Grandpa will bless you from the underworld. Our Lin family children will have smooth sailing." Thriving day by day. That stove Grandpa used to use in the old house. Smash it open. There's something good inside. Consider it compensation for leaving such a big mess behind. Remember, once you get the item, keep it on you at all times. You'll understand later. After teasing me with a big mystery, the old man vanished. When I woke up and recalled last night's dream, my expression kept shifting between good and bad. The old man said, "Our Lin family children will have good days, but I sure hope he didn't count in my uncles." Just then my phone rang. I answered, then quickly washed up and went out. Lin Qianqian dressed to the nines and headed to the Yi mansion. The Yi family's ancestral home was halfway up Tianyun Mountain in the capital. It was said the mountain had excellent feng shui, and every villa built there was priceless. The half-peak where the Yi family lived had the finest scenery. The entire hilltop belonged to them. The rideshare Lin Qianqian took slowly stopped at the foot of the mountain. Ahead were several guard booths. Well-trained security guards stood on all sides. "Why aren't you moving? Keep going forward." Lin Qianqian was already getting nervous. Sitting in the back seat, she kept rubbing the sweat from her palms. "Miss, this is the richest mountain in the entire capital. The whole mountain is private property. No trespassing. You have to be a resident here, or have an invitation to enter. Just drive ahead. I'm an invited guest." They wouldn't dare turn me away. Confidence lasted only a few seconds. Lin Qianqian was soon put in her place. "The Yi residence? We have it. Received any notice of a visitor for the Yi family. Leave now. Are you sure you want to offend me? I'm an honored guest of the Yi family. We've seen plenty like you. You social climbers. Just to get a glimpse of a Yi family member. Come up with every excuse in the book. But your scare tactic is the cheapest. Hurry up and leave. Don't block the way." The guard's contemptuous attitude made Lin Qianqian feel humiliated like never before. Just then, even the driver had had enough. "You'd better get out now. My next fare is here. I have to go. Settle the fare. Get out now. Why are you yelling? You haven't taken me to my destination. Why should I pay? Can you even get in? You call yourself a distinguished guest? I think you've lost your mind. You don't even know your own place." The driver was a big, burly man. He grabbed Lin Qianqian and pulled her out of the car. He didn't even ask for the fare. He turned around and drove off. Chilly raindrops immediately pelted Lin Qianqian. Her new dress, worn for the first time, was stained with raindrops. She was heartbroken. Her pretty makeup was ruined too. Lin Qianqian wanted to scream on the spot. I, on the other hand, was picked up at the hotel door by the Yi family's butler. That's right, last time I saw from the surveillance footage, that Lin Qianqian had contacted the Yi family, so I came up with a plan. I timed it right. And met the Yi family butler, Lu Bo, who was about to board a flight from Cloud City. I directly revealed my identity and showed him the deed to Grandpa's old house. Of course, the Yi family already knew that Lin Qianqian had been impersonating the owner of the old house. As the luxury car drove to the foot of the mountain, I spotted Lin Qianqian at a glance, soaked like a drowned rat, screaming in the rain. Cousin, what are you doing here?" Lin Qianqian, in a rage, was startled by the familiar voice. Then she saw me sitting leisurely in the luxury car, and then spotted the Yi family butler also inside. She felt as if struck by lightning. You how? You're wondering how I'm here? Cousin, you didn't think I wouldn't find out that you snuck into the old house. You contacted Lu Bo using my name, but didn't tell me. What were you planning? You weren't thinking of replacing me and discussing marriage with the Yi family, were you? I didn't give Lin Qianqian any chance to defend herself. I saw through her scheme outright. Lu Bo's expression darkened. He stared at Lin Qianqian with an unreadable look. At that moment, Lin Qianqian felt as if she had fallen into an ice cellar, a chill surging through her. I sneered inwardly. Raindrops pelted Lin Qianqian, making her look utterly pathetic. But I felt no sympathy. Little sister, let me explain. Actually, Lu Bo, let's go. Don't keep Elder Yi waiting. I glanced at Lin Qianqian, who was starting to make excuses. She raised her hand and closed the car window, giving him no chance at all. The car slowly drove away, splashing mud all over Lin Qianqian. She stomped her feet in the rain, throwing a tantrum, but only earned mocking sneers from a few security guards. Haha. As the car went deeper in, I finally got to see where the rich and powerful of Jing City lived. These mountain villas were either magnificently ornate or had a unique artistic flair. Every single one looked like something she could never afford. Thinking about my original savings of over $1 million, now down to just over 400,000, I felt like crying. Luckily, the space was still there. As long as I keep supporting Yiheng, I believe Yiheng won't let me down. Miss Lin, we've arrived at the Yi family's ancestral home. It wasn't as flashy or extravagant as the others, but the materials were exquisite. You could tell it had deep heritage. The moment I stepped through the Yi family's door, I heard an unruly shout from inside. Old man. Have you gone senile? You agreed to a childhood betrothal from decades ago. Did you ask if I agreed? Yi Chenyu. Maybe a good-for-nothing in your eyes. Far less accomplished than my older brother. But I'm still your grandson, aren't I? How could you make me marry some village girl? I blinked. Village girl? Was he talking about me? Lu Bo gave me an awkward smile and rushed into the house to stop this spoiled brat from saying anything more embarrassing. I pursed my lips and followed, feeling utterly speechless. So this Yi Chenyu was the childhood betrothal Grandpa mentioned. Sir, second young master, Miss Lin is here. The old master of the Yi family shot Yi Chenyu a stern glare, warning him to shut up. Then he turned to look kindly at the person behind Lu Bo. Hello, Grandpa Yi. I'm Lin Meng, from the Lin family. Grandpa is my grandfather. Nice to meet you. Yi Xiangrong invited me to sit down. I remained calm and composed. After a brief casual chat, I steered the conversation toward the marriage agreement. Grandpa Yi, childhood betrothals aren't popular anymore. I don't think we should use such outdated rules to tie down us young people. It's not fair to me, or to your grandson. Don't you think so? So what do you suggest? What I suggest is that we call off this betrothal. After all, my grandfather has already passed away. Even if he were still here, he should respect my wishes. But before I could finish speaking, Yi Chenyu let out a cold laugh. The old master shot him another glare. Yi Chenyu looked me up and down, as if he had me all figured out. Little one, whatever concerns you have, just say them. Our Yi family and your Lin family have been friends for generations. Even though our generations haven't interacted much, if you have any requests, I'll do my best to fulfill them. Grandpa mentioned before that the Lin family has an item in your keeping. Since the betrothal is off, I'd like to take that item back. Old master, you seem to be waiting for me to bring that up. He immediately reached into the drawer of the armrest beside him and took out a wooden box. Even if you hadn't asked, I was planning to return it to its rightful owner. Item in hand. Thank you. I made an excuse and quickly left the Yi residence. That grandson stare was way too obvious. He might as well have carved "Don't let the door hit you" on his forehead. After I left, Yi Chenyu let out a huge sigh of relief. Great, at least she knows her place. About time she got the hint. Clueless. Didn't you notice she never even looked at you properly? She's the one who didn't want you. Silly boy. I clutched the wooden box and hurried out, not wanting to stay a moment longer. The moment I got into the car, a Cullinan sped past and stopped steadily at the Yi family's entrance. I only caught a glimpse of the person getting out from behind before the driver drove me away from the Yi residence. Shelter. After last night's revelry, there was a new air of vitality overnight. Everyone wore smiles they hadn't had in a long time, chatting with each other about last night's dinner. That cabbage was so sweet and fresh. No wonder it's considered a holy food among the minority folks. Right, and did you notice? The cabbage was huge and fresh. One leaf was enough to feed the whole family. I heard the cabbage the minority folks eat is bitter and small. The ones from the goddess are different. Did you guys have meat buns last night? Oh my god, so delicious, bursting with juice. So this is how awesome eating meat feels. My kids love the roasted sweet potatoes and oranges. They couldn't get enough. If I hadn't rationed it, they probably would have finished it all in one night. You've got to keep a close eye on that. Captain Yi said, the food the goddess gave us is precious. We need to savor it. Eat slowly, don't take it for granted. Yiheng went early in the morning to a few households with pregnant women and gave them the medicine and maternity supplies Lin Meng provided. The pregnant women were all smiles, receiving the gifts from the goddess. Captain Yi, is this what the baby will drink later? Milk powder? Just mix it with water and it turns into milk? That's so convenient. This milk powder is far more valuable than vegetables or meat. The goddess only gave it to you, worried you might not have enough milk and the babies would go hungry. Hide it well. Don't let anyone know. The pregnant women's faces turned serious at this, and they hid the milk powder in very secret places. Yi Heng was also thinking about what Lin Meng had asked him to do. That afternoon, he took a few sharp team members and left the shelter again, telling Sun how to lead the others out to search for the gold, silver, and jewels the goddess needed. This time, he was going to proactively negotiate with the chief of Zone 13 to buy a suitable self-defense weapon for Lin Meng. After I returned to the hotel, I immediately opened the wooden box. Inside was indeed a jade bracelet. This bracelet, in both material and size, was almost exactly the same as the one Grandpa buried at the grave before. I was incredibly excited and quickly put the bracelet on my wrist. A moment later, that familiar burning sensation appeared. Enduring the pain, I stared unblinkingly, my eyes wide with excitement, fixated on my wrist, until a ring of black patterns appeared on my wrist. Only then did I dare to breathe. Having experienced entering the space once before, this time, I actively used my mental strength to enter the new space. This independent space was actually twice as large as the first space connected to Yi Heng. Inside the space were a few wooden swords, a few sets of spare clothes, and some miscellaneous items. They all looked very old. I crouched down to examine them closely. In the cloth bundle containing the clothes, there was also a tattered book with the words Divine Concealment Art written on it. This was a cultivation technique manual. Could it be that the owner of the second space he was connected to came from a fantasy world? You? Who are you? Suddenly, a slightly immature young man's voice rang out in the space, sounding very nervous. I soon sensed an unfamiliar mental force probing me. Yi Fan was originally cultivating on the back mountain when he suddenly felt the presence of a stranger in the spirit mansion space he had just acquired. He extended his mental power to investigate and saw a blurry figure pacing around in his space, scaring him so much he almost lost his focus. Young man, don't panic. I'm not a bad person. Your spirit mansion space is connected to mine. Pacing around in his space scared him so much he almost messed up his technique. Young man, don't panic. I'm not a bad person. Your spiritual mansion space is connected to my space. We are fated to meet. Yi Fan was stunned for a few seconds, scratched his head, somewhat shocked. Could it be that the blurry figure before him was a nascent soul senior? Yi Fan dared not act rashly, hastily apologized. Senior, please calm your anger. This junior was reckless. I offended you just now. May I ask the senior, why has your nascent soul avatar descended into my spiritual residence? What instructions do you have? Senior's nascent soul avatar, it seems, my sudden appearance in his private space, made him mistake me for a powerful cultivator. After some thought, I came up with an idea. I steadied myself within the space, straightened my back, and said deeply, this venerable is not in your plane of existence. I happen to connect with your spiritual residence space. I bear no ill will. You need not be nervous. Yi Fan heard this, and his heart skipped a beat. His youthful face showed even more awe. The senior is truly a great cultivator, and likely already beyond the nascent soul stage. He can tear through the void. In the small grove, Yi Fan immediately fell to his knees with a thud. Senior, this junior boldly begs you to help me embark on the path of immortality. That young man Yi Fan was a real chatterbox. I negotiated with him for over 2 hours, before finally extricating myself from the space. I nearly exhausted my mental energy. Rubbing my brow, I lay on the bed, slowly digesting the shock of the information Yi Fan had given me. The spatial bracelet is simply too amazing. What terrifying realms have I connected to? After absorbing the shock, I sighed, sat up, frowning slightly. According to Yi Fan, the heavenly firmament continent he's on is a cultivation world where immortals and mortals coexist. Yi Fan is just an ordinary commoner. Not long ago, while out chopping firewood, he accidentally triggered a mysterious prohibition and broke into an ancient tomb. There he unexpectedly awakened his spiritual residence and awakened his spiritual root. But after a long journey to the foot of Cloud Heaven sect, he learned that to participate in the sect's entrance test, he had to pay 1 spirit stone. Yi Fan came from a poor background. How could he afford a spirit stone? Earlier, he had begged me to lend him some snacks. I almost failed to maintain my image. Young friend Yi Fan, it's not that I don't want to help you, but the realm I'm in currently has no snacks, and I didn't bring any of my possessions with me. I truly can't do anything. With this flimsy excuse, I turned down Yi Fan. But I'm genuinely curious about the resources of the cultivation world. So regarding Yi Fan's request, I must find a way. Spirit stones are special stones imbued with spiritual energy. Where can I get him some? I tried to contact Yi Heng, but he was traveling and had no time to respond. Suddenly, I remembered something. I took out a fiery red crystal core. The core felt warm to the touch, gradually heating my palm. I decided to try using this. Maybe it would work. I immediately brought the core into the second space and contacted Yi Fan. Take a look. Does this have any value in your world? Yi Fan sighed inwardly, encountering a great cultivator fairy, yet unwilling to help. He knew such fate was rare and dared not ask for more. Hearing her voice, he quickly composed himself. His spirit jolted when he saw the fiery red core. His pupils suddenly constricted. This is a demon beast core, but upon closer inspection, it felt wrong. He had seen demon beasts before. Their cores were not so magnificent. His spiritual root was now awakened. His perception keen. He could sense the core carried a demon beast aura. Its aura was fierce, the pressure comparable to a second-tier demon beast. Senior, this venerable Has no other possessions. Take this core and give it a try. See if it can help you knock on the gates of Cloud Heaven's sect. Yi Fan expressed endless gratitude. He immediately headed to the market to trade. In the afternoon, I remembered that museum ticket. The auction was held in the afternoon. If I went now, I'd just make it. This was a great chance to broaden my horizons, to not disappoint Lin Qianqian's kindness. Of course I had to go. But when I reached the museum entrance, even with the ticket in hand, the ticket checker still stopped me. Sorry, miss. This exhibition has a high standard. There is a certain dress code. Perhaps you could go home and change before returning. I looked down at myself. My outfit was indeed shabby. All the visitors around me were dressed elegantly. Helpless, I turned to leave. After a few steps, a deep, magnetic voice suddenly came from behind. This Miss Lin is with me. I turned curiously, and my eyes met a pair of deep, dark ones. One glance, and I felt I had wasted my first 20 years. So this world really did have faces like a sword demon's. Yi Chenjing didn't miss the flash of admiration in my eyes. He merely looked at me indifferently. So you're a friend of Mr. Yi. Then you may enter, ma'am. Hearing the staff's words, I withdrew my gaze and walked toward the entrance. So this handsome man was from the Yi family. No wonder he resembled the man from this morning. I put away my thoughts, looked up, and thanked Yi Chenjing generously. I owe you one. Oh, and I'm Lin Meng. I'd heard Grandpa mention Yi Chenjing before. His reply was brief and polite, yet it made passers-by turn their heads. I nodded, then stepped past Yi Chenjing, handing my ticket up again. The man quickly waved his hand, his face lowering almost to his chest. His attitude did a 180-degree turn. Please, come in. No need to check the ticket. I marveled inwardly. Power always trumps the rules. I nodded to Yi Chenjing and walked alone into the venue. His gaze flickered, lingering on my back for a long time. The exhibits on the upper floor were dull. I hid in a corner and tried to contact those two. Yi Hung was too busy to reply, but Yi Fan responded quickly, his tone full of joy. Senior, that core you gave me, though it had too many impurities, and wasn't as good as a second-tier demon beast core, someone offered 100 for it. 100 spirit stones. Then hurry up and get yourself to Cloud Heaven sect. I didn't know the currency system among cultivators on the heavenly firmament continent, but I figured 100 spirit stones for an ordinary person was already an astronomical sum. Yi Fan immediately fell to his knees with a thud, not caring whether I could see him or not, and facing the empty air, he sincerely kowtowed 3 times. Thank you, Senior. Please accept Yi Fan's bow. Senior, rest assured. In the future, as I step onto the immortal path, I will repay your kindness. I suppressed the smile I couldn't hide, and said calmly, a man's knees bear gold. From now on, you'll be a cultivator. Don't kneel to people at the drop of a hat. If you truly wish to repay me, you can get me some cultivation techniques from your world, and some pills. This venerable would also like to study the differences between planes. Remember, cultivate well. Don't forget your original heart. As soon as I finished speaking, my mental energy immediately withdrew from the space. Hiding my merit and fame, I hid in a corner, feeling a bit sorry for Yi Fan deep down. I sighed away some of the guilt. Yi Chenjing happened to pass by. He heard the sigh. He couldn't help but stop. Without hesitation, he walked toward me. Special Assistant Sun's eyes widened, in disbelief. Miss Lin, are you in some kind of trouble? After Yi Chenjing asked, he suddenly realized that without noticing, he had actually wanted to help the person in front of him. That was completely unlike him. I snapped back to reality. I didn't want to have much contact with the Yi family, so I shook my head and said, no trouble. Just browsing. Feel free. Yi Chenjing was cold by nature. He didn't like to meddle, so he left. I wandered around for a bit, found it boring. I headed to the auction, but was stopped. Turns out entry required a minimum deposit check. My savings were far from enough. As I was feeling embarrassed, Yi Chenjing appeared again to help me out. She's with me. No need for verification. Several staff members watched Yi Chenjing lead me into the venue and gossiped wildly. That person is dressed so plainly. Clearly her first time at a place like this. Why would Master Jing help her? Isn't he supposed to be an untouchable flower? No woman can catch his eye. What's so special about that woman? Once inside the auction hall, the whispers didn't stop. Everyone speculated about my relationship with Yi Chenjing. They kept glancing over. I didn't care about the rumors or cold stares, but he'd helped me twice. And now people were gossiping about him because of me. I couldn't help feeling guilty. Mr. Yi, maybe I should leave. It's not like I absolutely have to be at this auction. Stay. There might be something you're interested in. I didn't take that seriously. Even if there was something I liked, I'd need the money to bid. After I sat down beside Yi Chenjing, countless hostile glances came my way. Only then did it hit me. He was using me as a shield. Many women present were trying to get close to him. Seeing me beside him, they all burned with jealousy. I looked up at him. He was lounging lazily, looking utterly indifferent. He sensed my gaze, turned his head, raised an eyebrow. Something. I wanted to punch him, but I couldn't bear to ruin that handsome face. So I just glared at him, then silently shuffled away. Put as much distance as possible. Yi Chenjing noticed. A faint, almost invisible smile appeared in his eyes. The auction started soon. I watched with interest, just to broaden my horizons. A prayer bead the size of a red bean went for $500,000. An ordinary-looking purple clay teapot also fetched over $1 million. Watching the guests compete to raise their paddles, hundreds of thousands, millions, to them, it was nothing. I couldn't help sighing inwardly. So this is the world of the rich. Miss Lin, if you see something you like, tell me. Our families were close for generations. I can help you. Yi Chenjing's magnetic voice sounded beside my ear. At some point, he had leaned in. We were sharing the same sofa. The gap between our legs was no wider than a fist. I could even clearly feel the pheromones radiating off him. I tried to stay calm, took a deep breath and replied, Mr. Yi, you're too kind. I'm fine just feasting my eyes. The auction was halfway through. I'd more or less gotten the hang of it. Just as I was about to get up and leave, the next item was brought out. The red cloth hadn't even been lifted when I felt a burning sensation on my wrist. That feeling was all too familiar. It was very similar to when the jade bangle turned into a space and branded itself onto my skin. I froze mid-motion. My eyes snapped to the auction stage. The next item up for auction, provided by an anonymous overseas collector. Ladies and gentlemen, please take a look. As the red cloth was lifted, an ancient jade bangle appeared on the tray. One look and my eyes went wide with shock. Holy crap, there's another one. This is already the third spatial jade bangle. When did these become so common? I suppressed my emotions, frantically calculated how to scrape together the money. I had to win that bangle. Yi Chenjing noticed my unusual reaction. He saw that the bangle resembled the betrothal gift between the Lin and Yi families. He understood instantly. Without waiting for the introduction to finish, he raised his paddle first. The entire hall fell silent. Everyone speculated about his intentions. By the time I reacted, the bangle was already in his hands. My heart tightened. I met his eyes, which held a hint of amusement. It's yours. His magnetic voice rang out, light but firm. The whole room buzzed. 5 million. The Yi family sure knows how to spend. Who is that young lady? We need to find out fast. A woman who can make Master Yi drop that kind of money. Can't be simple. 5 million, 3 million over the starting bid. A full 3 million extra. Once I figured out what had happened, I felt like the sky was falling. Yi Chenjing had already shoved the bangle into my hands, with an expression that said, you don't have to thank me too much. It made my teeth itch. 5 million for a bangle. And I had to accept it, gritting my teeth. Yi Chenjing pretended not to see my grinding teeth. He smiled and said, Miss Lin, don't be nervous. Think of this bangle as a welcome gift for me. No need to pay me back. Free? Who believes that? But after a moment's thought, I painfully accepted the debt. He'd already paid off 3 million for me. He could handle 5 million too. Mr. Yi, I appreciate the gesture. I'll take the bangle for now. But you shouldn't be the one paying 5 million. I'll find a way to pay you back. I'll write you an IOU right away. Yi Chenjing raised an eyebrow slightly. He thought to himself, she really is different. I carefully put the bangle away, quickly wrote the IOU, and hurried out. I didn't want to wait until the auction ended and get surrounded by those predatory women. Yi Chenjing wanted me to be his shield. No way. Back at my temporary place, I immediately put the bangle on my wrist. After a moment, I clearly felt a burning sensation, but the bangle didn't disappear. No third space appeared. Strange. This is definitely a spatial jade bangle, no mistake. Why isn't it working? I tried several times, but couldn't get the bangle to transform into a space. Instead, I exhausted too much mental energy. My head spun. Left with no choice, I carefully put the 5 million yuan bangle into the first space to study later. I'll look into it another time. Wait for me outside. Don't show the supplies from the goddess to just anyone. I'll be right back. Yi Heng, go to Sector 13. Find out about self-defense weapons for women. Luo Song's attendant led Yi Heng into the watchtower. Luo Song was talking with the awakened squad leader. As soon as he saw Yi Heng, he greeted him warmly. Brother Yi Heng, what brings you here? Please, come in. Team leader Song Ji had sharp eyes, staring at Yi Heng. Captain Luo. I'm here to do business. You still have guests, so I'll come back later. Luo Song directly made Song Ji leave. Gentlemen, I have more urgent matters to discuss with Brother Yi Heng. Sorry, excuse me for a moment. Luo Song wasn't the type to be reckless. That ship name, Wild Jade, clearly wasn't simple. In the lounge, Yi Heng took out a large cabbage. Captain Luo, I came this time to ask you for a self-defense weapon suitable for a woman. It can't be too lethal. Preferably one that can instantly restrain an enemy after use and leave no trace afterward. This cabbage is the payment. The quality of my cabbage should be even better than what your special zone grows in purified soil. Luo Song was stunned. This cabbage is better than the noble's exclusive supply. Brother Yi, where did you get such good cabbage? Yi Heng's face darkened. Captain Luo, I'm afraid I can't answer that question. If you insist on asking, then I'll have to find someone else. Luo Song quickly apologized. Brother Yi, don't be angry. I was out of line. I won't pry again. You said you wanted a self-defense weapon for a woman. I actually have one here. I'll go get it for you right now. Yi Heng immediately contacted me. Lin Ming, I'm asking around for that self-defense weapon. Once I get it, I'll bring it into the space for you to see. If you like it, I'll trade for it right away. Okay, thank you. I'm the one who should be thanking you. Those cabbages you gave me are incredibly precious to us. I enter the first space. When I go back this time, I'll help you buy some seasonal vegetables. That kind of cabbage is dirt cheap where I'm from. Yi Heng grew even more excited. Lin Ming, I really don't know how to thank you enough. You don't know? In our world, even though most humans have found shelter, the resource problem is getting worse. Adults can barely survive. But the elderly and children with weaker bodies get sick easily, without fresh vegetables for vitamins. Many people die from malnutrition. I feel heavy-hearted. All right, I'll also provide you with some nutritional supplements. Vitamin tablets, calcium pills, those are easier to store and more convenient to take. Really? Lin Meng, if you have such supplements, that would be the best. I just don't know how much they cost. I'll find something valuable as soon as possible. Luo Song returned with a small box. Brother Yi, in my place, you don't need to be so cautious. The watchtower is absolutely safe. Luo Song handed the box to Yi Heng. Inside was a ring with a sapphire. What does this ring do? This ring hides a dose of hallucinogen, usable up to 1,000 times. Just rub the gem with a bit of force, and it releases. Besides the hallucinogen, the ring also has a physical attack feature. Press the band, and a nanoscale needle pops out from the setting here. It can easily pierce the skin, causing intense pain, and leaves no trace. Yi Heng gave it a try. Intense pain. Not bad. What do you think? This needle is quite something, right? Originally, it was used in noble circles, by aristocratic ladies, to punish disobedient slaves. There are over 10,000 nanoneedles, all hidden inside this small ring. With that many uses, are you satisfied, Brother Yi? Yi Heng put the ring into the space, and contacted me. Lin Meng, take a look. Do you like this self-defense weapon? Yi Heng explained the functions in detail, then slapped the table. Deal. This cabbage is yours. I'll take the item. Brother Yi, wait. Luo Song handed him a gold card. Next month, several major special zones will jointly hold a trading conference. The location is right here in our 13th special zone. Keep this invitation card. Come take a look if you have time. Might find something you need. I returned to Lin family village, owing 5 million in debt. The villagers mocked me. Look how down and out she is. Sir's right. I heard she went to the capital, probably trying to find a job in the big city to pay off the debt. But some people just lack ability. Even if they graduate from a famous university, they can't amount to much. In my opinion, a girl like her should just get married and have kids early. Give the house to Lin Jinyang, and she won't have to repay the debt. How nice. It's all her own doing. I had just gotten home when my uncle's family burst in. Lin Qianqian, eyes red, pointed at me and cursed. Have you been in contact with the Yi family all along? That day, you deliberately watched me make a fool of myself. He lunged at me like a madman, a fruit knife clutched in his hand. I was startled and sidestepped, then pressed the ring. The fine needle stabbed into his arm. Lin Qianqian screamed and collapsed. The fruit knife flew out. I picked up the knife. Watching him warily, Lin Qianqian writhed on the ground, screaming nonstop. It hurts so much. It hurts so much. Wang rushed over. Qianqian, what happened to you? Did that bitch Lin Ming hit you? Where does it hurt? Mom is here. Mom, I'm in so much pain. My arm feels like it's ruined. I remained expressionless, secretly feeling a chill. Thank goodness for this ring. Lin Qianqian thrashed around for a long time, a complete mess. Wang sat on the ground, wailing. Heavens, you're killing me. Lin Ming, are you even human? How dare you bully your cousin like this? Do you have any respect for us elders? Husband, say something. Oh, it's this family again. How much more trouble is Lin Ming going to stir up? I heard their Lin family had a childhood betrothal. The other party is in the capital, with a big background. Crazy rich. These two cousins must be fighting over the status. Even if she wins, so what? She killed her own parents. She's extremely unlucky. Plus millions in debt to repay. City folks aren't fools. Would they let a daughter-in-law like her into the family? That's right, that's right. Lin Meng, do you have any respect for your uncles? Qianqian only said a few words to you, and you had to resort to violence? With such a fiery temper, if you really marry into the Yi family, you'll only disgrace the Lin name. Now that your parents are gone, I, as your eldest uncle, have the authority to decide for you. I forbid you to marry into the Yi family. Second uncle and fourth uncle chimed in. Lin Meng, just listen to your uncle. Don't get involved with the Yi family business. Lin Meng, we're only looking out for you. An orphan with no parents. Marrying into a family like that is like a lamb walking into the tiger's den. I sneered, watching their scheming faces. Looking out for me? You keep saying you're looking out for me. Is this how my elders look out for me? In your eyes? I don't deserve a good marriage. Only Lin Qianqian does. And that's what you call looking out for me. Lin Jinyang's face turned pale with anger. I saw the old village chief. Immediately called him Grandpa Village Chief. Come quickly and help me judge this. My cousin, in order to steal my engagement, wants to kill me. Wang hurriedly hid the fruit knife. I saw it with my own eyes. Little Meng girl, what happened? You tell the village chief. I'll help you get justice. I told him what happened. Cousin, that's attempted murder. It's against the law, you know. Lin Qianqian broke out in cold sweat. Under Wang's signal, she hardened up and started talking nonsense. I just cursed at you a few times. Don't slander me. That's defamation. Also against the law. Who gave you the confidence to be so self-righteous? I have a surveillance camera here. Want me to call the police right now to see? Lin Jinyang's whole family panicked completely. The old village chief stared at Lin Qianqian. Angrily said, Lin Jinyang, control your daughter. If something like this happens in our Lin family village, I, Zhang Fengyan, will fight to the death to not let it go. Your entire family. Clearly hostile to Lin Jinyang's family. Lin Jian, you are too vicious. Dare to kill your own cousin, and want to drag our whole village into it. Someone like you still wants to marry into a rich family in the capital. Go look at yourself in a puddle of pee. Lin Jinyang, I've long disliked your whole family. Not a single one of the young ones has manners. This daughter of yours is even worse. Actually dares to kill in public. I'd like to see who will marry her in the future. Lin Jinyang didn't dare stay long. Glared at me sinisterly, took his people, and slipped away. Girl, are you okay? Want me to have Xiaofan accompany you to town to file a report? In case your uncle and them get evil intentions again. At least you'll have a backup. I shook my head, grateful to the old man. No need, old village chief. I'll keep the video evidence. Lin Qianqian is basically just a fool. I believe she probably won't dare anymore. If there's nothing else, I'll be going now. Keep an eye on yourself these next few days. Make sure to lock all doors and windows when you sleep at night. I called out to the old village chief. Wanted to buy vegetables. Grandpa village chief. Which households in our village grow good vegetables? I want to buy some vegetables and fruits. A friend of mine does agricultural products wholesale. Asked me to check. The old village chief perked up. How much does your friend want to buy? If he's willing to cooperate with our village, that would be great. I'm not sure yet. Depends on the quality. He asked me to help buy some first for him to see. If the quality is good, maybe we can cooperate extensively later. Even if not long-term, it's fine. Business should be mutually agreeable anyway. How about this? Tomorrow I'll have Xiaofan take you to those households in the east of the village. They're usually honest and hardworking. Different from these gossips in the village. I exported and saved the surveillance footage, locked the door, and ordered nutritional supplements online. The next morning, the old village chief's grandson Zhang Yufan knocked on the door. Lin Ming classmate. My grandpa asked me to take you to the farmer's house at the east and to collect crops. I see you haven't finished washing up yet. Maybe I'll come back later. I wiped my face and gnawed on a bun. I'm ready, let's go. Arrived at the east end of the village. I saw a large pumpkin field. Who owns this pumpkin field? I want to buy it all, is that okay? Aunt Wang cautiously asked. Was it you just now? Who wants to buy all the pumpkins from my field? Some villagers stirred up trouble. Sister Wang, you don't know this person. He's the famous jinx in our village who brings death to parents. At the village entrance, Lin Tushan. You know? She is old Lin's third son's daughter. His family is almost extinct. Don't believe a word he says. That's right, Sister Wang. Better stay far away from him. Careful not to get jinxed by him too. My face darkened. Looked at Aunt Wang kindly. Aunt Wang, it's me who wants to buy your pumpkins. Can you see how many there are? How to buy? Aunt Wang didn't respond. Villagers warmly greeted me. Li Meng, if you think Auntie's pumpkins are good, Auntie will give you a discount. We're all from the same village. You're willing to buy my stuff? I couldn't be happier. Don't listen to those people's nonsense. They're just bored. Aunt Wang, I've decided. I'll take your pumpkins. No need to give me a discount. I'm doing this on behalf of someone else. They're paying. You charge whatever is fair. Aunt Wang was happy. Immediately called people to harvest. Zhang Yufan said quietly. Aunt Wang's family is honest and hardworking. They're also diligent. Never stir up trouble. Just too honest. Often taken advantage of. By noon, all pumpkins were picked, piled on the ridges. Lin Ming girl. These tender pumpkin vines and leaves are also edible. I've picked them all for you. Consider them a gift. I'll have my husband and son find someone to weigh them. If you're tired, go rest first. When it's done, I'll come find you. Weighing finished before lunch. Aunt Wang quoted the price. Lin Ming girl. You bought all the pumpkins at once. Our whole family is very grateful. I'll charge you 5,000 yuan for these pumpkins. What do you think? Quite a discount. According to the usual price, the wholesale price for these pumpkins would be at least 6,000. Aunt Wang's pumpkins are high quality, well grown. This price is definitely fair. I nodded and gave 7,000. Why give 7,000? Girl, Auntie, can't take advantage of a young girl like you. We still make a profit at 5,000. You're giving too much. Aunt Wang, just take it peacefully. 7,000 is really not much. Next time I'll still buy from your family. News that I was buying pumpkins quickly spread through the village. The villagers who had mocked me earlier were all green with regret. I stored the pumpkins temporarily in the village granary. Aunt Wang, can you help me put the pumpkins into the village granary for now? In a few days my friend will arrange for someone to transport them. Okay, it's mealtime. Girl, come to my house for dinner. My daughter-in-law killed a chicken. Come to Annie's house to eat chicken. I was about to leave. Villagers surrounded me to apologize. Lin Ming, just now we were wrong. Shouldn't have said that about you. I apologize to you. How about you also check out my pumpkins? I have 2 acres of pumpkins, even better than theirs. Sorry, Lin Ming, we really had a loose mouth just now. But don't blame us. It's your uncle's families. They've been gossiping about you in the village all the time. We just chimed in a few times. So would you like to come to my field to take a look? I looked coldly at this bunch of fence-sitters. Aunt Wang stood in front of me, shooed the villagers away. Now you know to apologize? Too late. This girl has suffered a lot here. It's good enough that she doesn't hold it against you. And you still want benefits. Shoo, girl, let's ignore them. Come with Auntie, let's go home and eat. I'm a bit worried about Aunt Wang. I can tell they're all troublemakers. After this, they might target you. Aunt Wang sneered. Haven't they done enough wicked things? Every year, some of my fields always get mysteriously damaged. They like to gang up and bully the honest folks at the back of the village. A few other families have it even worse than us. They've been ostracized by these village bullies. They're not even allowed in the collective purchase. They have to carry their veggies to town to sell on their own. I was secretly surprised. Even a small village has bullying. After the meal, following Aunt Wang's advice, I went to the back of the village. There were 3 households of empty nest elderly. They looked after each other. Let's get straight to the point. Grandmas, I'm Lin Meng from our village. I heard you have a lot of vegetables in your fields. I'm here to buy some. The old folks sympathized with me and warmly greeted me. Oh, it's you. Please, have a seat. Let me pour you some tea. No need to trouble yourself. Grandma, I'm here to collect vegetables. I'd like to take a look at your 3 families' fields. If it's suitable, I'll take all of them. The 3 old ladies were shocked. They called their husbands out. I learned that all 3 families were empty nest elderly. Their children were unfilial. My heart ached. Little child, you want to buy vegetables? We just picked some at home. You can pick the good ones and buy them. I shook my head. Uncle, I need to buy a lot. You'll have to take me to your fields to see if it's suitable. The vegetable fields of your 3 families. I'll take them all. I took the old folks to the fields. It drew a crowd of villagers. Aunt Wang and her family came to help. We heard you're buying vegetables. We came to take a look. Oh, it's Uncle's place. The vegetables from all 3 families are really good. No pesticides. They do weeding and pest control themselves. Their children are unfilial. They were also ostracized for telling the truth. Their lives are very hard. I was surprised. Telling the truth? They once saw a farmer spraying pesticides for fong chi pai. They stepped forward to stop it. Thus, they were resented. I became even more determined to buy vegetables from these 3 families. The villagers started slandering. They cursed the old folks, calling them old bitches. They themselves sold pumpkins, yet wouldn't let Lin Meng buy. Our black-hearted wretch. Sooner or later you'll get hit by a car, Lin Meng. Our vegetables are better than theirs in every way. Don't be fooled by their simple appearance. They're rotten to the core. Otherwise, why would their children abandon them? Those who are pitiable must have something hateful about them. That's right. If children are unfilial, it must be the parents' fault. Don't be fooled. The old folks were so angry they beat their chests. I was worried something might happen to them. I shouted sternly. My affairs are none of your business. I'll buy from whoever I want. What business is it of yours? And as for all of you, every single one, I remember everything. Since I returned to the village, you've openly and secretly insulted me plenty. Don't think I don't know. Let me make it clear. Anyone who has ever cursed me, Lin Meng, or spoken ill of my parents, don't expect to earn a single cent from me. The villagers dispersed, still cursing. Don't mind them. That's just how they are. When they can't get any benefit, they start bad-mouthing everyone. They're probably all regretting it. Uncle, let's ignore them. Set aside the vegetables you need for yourselves. Pick the rest for me. I'll take it all. The old folks were overjoyed. Great, old woman. Let's get started. Pick out the bad ones. Don't sell them to Lin Girl. Aunt Wang's family helped harvest. From 3 fields, they gathered 5 large baskets. Aunt Wang calculated the price at 350. I took out 600 in cash. Keep this 600. The remaining 250 is a deposit for you. I'll come back to collect next time. The vegetables you grow, be sure to save them for me. The old folks accepted it, trembling. Their eyes turned red. Great, Uncle. From now on, you won't have to carry heavy loads and go to town to sell vegetables, so you can give all your vegetables to me in the future. I'll help you contact Lin Meng. Thank you so much. Lin Meng, little one, us old worthless folks, can still earn $600 in one go. All thanks to you. Don't thank me. Uncle, I'm actually collecting for a friend. We're all from the same village. Let's make money together. I left, filled with emotion. Aunt Wang's family delivered the vegetables to the granary. I rushed to Qingtang town to rent a warehouse and find a driver. Early the next morning, a small truck drove into the village. The villagers stared at the truck. Their faces turned ugly. They found out I spent 600 on the old folks' vegetables. They were green with envy. They went around asking about the behind-the-scenes boss. I arrived at the granary and saw Zhang Yufan. You're guarding it for me? I was afraid some villagers might come to sabotage, so I'm keeping watch just in case. I'm not the only one. Aunt Wang also sent her son to check on things. I just shaved it off. Zhang Yufan and the driver started loading. Aunt Wang and her family came to help. The envious villagers cursed. Upstart. You're just lucky this time. Next time, let's see if you still have such dumb luck. Lin Meng's just a little girl. What can she do? When the market comes to collect next time, I'll see if they still buy your vegetables. Aunt Wang didn't respond. She left Lin Jianyang's house with a flourish. Lin Qianqian, once bitten, twice shy? Not quite. Mom, Dad, I think Lin Meng definitely has something suspicious. Remember that rebirth tablet I told you about? That was a whole 500,000. Lin Meng didn't even blink. She got one for Grandpa in one go. Now she's spending money so generously in the village. Doesn't he still owe over 3 million? That can't be. Where would that poor wretch get so much money? Qianqian. Could you have been mistaken? Mom, why don't you believe me? I saw it with my own eyes. He truly paid 500,000 on the spot. And the name on the rebirth tablet was Grandpa's. If you don't believe me, go see for yourselves. Lin Jianyang made a phone call. He learned that the debt had been paid off. His face darkened. I had some people in the underworld look into it. If he really has that much money, clearly something's off. And those debts. If he had spare money but didn't pay a cent, I have ways to make him pay for it. Yi Heng and his team found a lot of jewelry. So much gold and jewelry. The goddess should be pleased. Yi Heng stored the jewelry in his space, but wasn't satisfied. Not enough. This is far from enough. The supplies the goddess gave us. Even people in the special zone are envious of them. And we only need to pay her with worthless gold and jewelry. It's practically like they gave it to us for free. We need to speed up and expand the search area. Starting today, we'll split into 2 teams. Those with low stamina stay at the shelter. The other team needs to go to farther areas to find jewelry for the goddess. The team members nodded seriously. Yi Heng connected his mind to the space. I saw the backpack I had prepared. It was filled with gold, silver, and jewels. I entered the space. Yi Heng, I saw the gold, silver, and jewels you helped me collect. I happen to need them urgently. That's a huge help. I stored the pumpkins and vegetables into the space. Yi Heng was stunned. I bought some agricultural products for you all. This thing is called a pumpkin. I don't know if you have pumpkins over there. Yi Heng murmured softly. I picked up the pumpkin to show it. Pumpkins are very nutritious. You can eat them as a staple. The simplest way is to boil or steam them. You need to scoop out the pulp inside. Keep the pumpkin seeds and dry them. They can be used as seeds. Oh right, forgot that you don't have clean soil over there for now. Then just dry these pumpkin seeds and stir-fry them to eat. Pumpkin seeds are also very nutritious. As for storing pumpkins, remember, don't soak them in water. Otherwise they'll easily mold and rot. Best to dig a cellar and store them at low temperature. If that's not possible, just keep them in the space for now. In our space, the current flow of time is already negligible. There are also 5 big baskets of leafy greens left. I won't introduce them, just arrange them as you see fit. The nutritional supplements I promised you are still in transit. Once I receive them, I'll put them in the space immediately. You can take them yourself. I recently obtained a second space. I wanted to use the crystals you gave me to upgrade it, but I found that the crystals weren't absorbed by me like last time. Do you know what's going on? Yi Heng's spirit jolted. After thinking, he replied, your situation is beyond my knowledge. But generally speaking, it should be that your own strength is insufficient, causing the upgrade to fail. Maybe you can try training your mental power. The space is related to the user's mental power. Only when your mental power is strong enough will the space's upgrade not be hindered. I nodded thoughtfully. The team members gathered around and asked how it went. Captain, what message did the goddess give this time? Captain, you were just muttering about pumpkins. What's that about? Yi Heng took out a pumpkin. This is a pumpkin. It's huge. If I remember correctly, this thing was a type of vegetable from the civilized era, one that gave humans a strong feeling of fullness. I've seen it in blueprints before. Right now, even the special zone hasn't successfully cultivated it. The team members were shocked. What? That means we now have in our hands a food that even the special zone chief and nobles can't eat. My God, our goddess is truly all-powerful. She even gave us an extinct vegetable. Long live the goddess. Let's head back to the shelter first. We've harvested a lot this time. Going back will bring more hope to everyone. I stopped over at Qingtang town, not returning to the village. Yi Heng's supplies were enough for now. I booked a ticket to Yunqing to sell the gold, silver, and jewels. The moment I left, Lin Xianxian and Aunt Wang started banging on the door. Li Mao, I know you're in there. Get out here. Li Mao, your uncle wants to talk to you about something. Come out and open the door. Let your aunt in. They made a racket for 10 minutes. Lin Jianyang learned that the debt was paid off. I was shocked. I sold gold ornaments in small batches in Yunqing, building up over 1 million. The remaining jewelry was sent to a jewelry workshop, deposited 1.2 million. Miss Lin, to be honest, the jewelry pieces you've been providing each time, the styles are all very novel. The quality of the jewels is the absolute best of the best. Our designers don't even need to do secondary work. Modification. Oh right, here's our boss's business card. Our boss is from the capital. After hearing about you last time, he came to Yunqing in person. Too bad he missed you. He told us to make sure to await your arrival. I took the business card. Just as I was about to head back to Qingtang town, I unexpectedly received an invitation from Fifth Master. I had no choice but to go. Fifth Master, what business do you have with me? I heard you were hawking goods at all the major gold shops in Yunqing today, and finally ended up at Lingwei Jewelry. When you came out, their manager was bowing and scraping like he was seeing off an Empress Dowager. What kind of talk is that? Am I that old? If you're using a metaphor, it should be a princess. Qin Feng laughed heartily. Fine, fine. You say princess, so princess. Then, your highness the princess. You've got some nerve. Offloading that much gold, silver, and jewels in Yunqing in a single day. Aren't you afraid someone with bad intentions will take notice? My heart tightened. Relax, my people have covered your tracks. If you have that much quantity to sell next time, you can come to me. I stepped back and played dumb. What are you talking about? I don't understand a word. Qin Feng smiled and said, enough. You can go now. Remember, if there's another good deal like this, you must come to me. Be careful not to get noticed. I was about to leave when Qin Feng spoke again. Oh right, forgot to tell you. Someone's been asking around about you the past couple of days. It should be your uncle. Looks like he already knows you paid off the debt you owed me. Thanks, uncle. Oh, and, uncle, you should smoke less. Such a handsome face. But then you open your mouth, and it's a mouthful of yellow teeth. I slipped away. Qin Feng froze. Are my teeth yellow? His underling nodded, seeing Qin Feng's murderous aura flare. He quickly changed his tune. No, not yellow, boss. Your teeth are white as can be. Qin Feng looked at his phone camera, his smile fading. That little brat. She's to my liking. I returned to Jintang town, received a call from my uncle. Lin Ming, your grandpa's death anniversary is in a few days. When are you coming back to the village? I plan to invite all the relatives, and together, hold a memorial ceremony for your grandpa at the village ancestral hall. I sneered. Uncle still remembers grandpa's death anniversary? The sun really must have risen from the west. You don't even sweep grandpa's grave on Qingming festival every year. Now you're pretending to be filial. Stupid girl, what nonsense are you talking about? I'm your elder. I ignored him. I figured in my mind. Uncle knows I've paid off the debt, and he's still hung up on the childhood betrothal. A memorial ceremony, huh? Fine, I'll come back. Grandpa's spirit tablet is still enshrined at my place, since it's being held at the ancestral hall. We have to make sure Grandpa's ceremony is grand enough. I heard, 2 years ago, the richest man in the next village held a funeral for his old man, inviting the whole village to eat for 3 days and 3 nights. You, as the richest man in our Lin family village. Can't afford to lose face. Trying to use Grandpa's death anniversary to trip me up, huh? Fine then. I'll make sure you bleed financially. 3 days later, I returned to the village for the memorial ceremony. Lin Jianyang was basking in glory, accepting flattery. Jianyang, you're truly filial. Willing to hold such a big memorial ceremony for your long-dead father. This must have cost a lot, right? Not at all, not at all. It's only right for a son to commemorate his old father. Spending a bit of money is only proper. I carried the ancestral tablet through the door. I placed Grandpa's tablet on the altar. I deliberately spoke up. Grandpa, you never enjoyed much luxury while alive, but at least you got a grand send-off in death. If you can hear me from the underworld, make sure you remember today, because after today, whether you'll still get incense and candles from your eldest son, well, that's up in the air. Lin Jinshan slammed the table and roared. You ill-mannered brat. How dare you speak like that? Is this how the third brother taught you to treat your elders? Your eldest uncle spent money on the memorial ceremony for your grandfather. You, as a grandchild, contributed neither money nor effort. And now you're making snide remarks. This is outrageous. The fourth uncle is right. Lin Mao, your eldest uncle is being filial. Lin Jianyang raised his hand to stop them. All right. Today is Grandpa's death anniversary. Let's all tone it down. Lin Meng is still young. She doesn't grasp many things. As her elders, we shouldn't keep scolding her. We should care more for her, for the sake of our deceased third brother, and help guide her. The old village chief and the village elders arrived. The memorial ceremony began. The memorial ceremony ended. Lin Jianyang stopped the old village chief. Village chief, there's something I'd like to discuss with you. Lin Jianyang looked at me. He said loudly, it's like this, we brothers discussed it. And we feel that Lin Meng, having lost both parents, is truly pitiful. And she's still an unmarried girl. We're afraid that when it's time for matchmaking, the man's family will know she has no parents, no maternal family to rely on, and will bully her. So we talked it over and decided that I, as the eldest uncle, will adopt her as my daughter, transfer her to my family registry. As soon as he said that, everyone's expression turned subtle, including me. Finally it clicked. After all that fuss. So this is what he was waiting for. The villagers' expressions were strange. I sneered inwardly. So it really is about the engagement. Lin Jianyang, you want to adopt Lin Meng as your daughter? Lin Meng is an adult. She has the right to decide for herself. You can't just adopt her because you want to. The old village chief turned to me. Your eldest uncle wants to adopt you, Lin Meng. What do you think? Are you willing? I pretended to hesitate, trying to get Lin Jianyang to reveal his real motive. Lin Meng, before this, your eldest uncle, hasn't paid enough attention to you. Preparing for your grandfather's death anniversary. These past few days, I've done some soul searching. After all, we're family. We shouldn't be at odds with each other. Think it over carefully. If I adopt you as my daughter, of course I won't let you suffer. Whatever your cousin has, you'll have too. When you get married, I'll definitely prepare a dowry for you. The villagers urged. Your uncle is telling the truth. Then do your aunt and cousin agree? And your 2 sons? Do they agree? Of course they agree. I am the head of this household. Who dares to disobey me? Lin Meng, rest assured. As long as your uncle protects you, our Lin family will always have a place for you. Wait, isn't Lin Meng still deep in debt? If Lin Jianyang adopts her as his daughter, then he'll have to help pay off those debts, right? Lin Jianyang slapped his thigh and assured. What the villagers said is right. After all, I am Lin Meng's eldest uncle. As an elder, of course I can't bear to see the younger generation suffer so much. I'll help where I can. After all, the debt she owes was left by the old man. It's only right that I help repay it. I laughed coldly. Eldest uncle, you're really well informed. The money Grandpa owed, I've already paid it all off. I heard Fifth Master say you've already asked around. Don't you know I've already paid back the money? Everyone was shocked. Lin Jianyang's face changed drastically. I showed the IOU on my phone. Uncle, look, even though Grandpa's debt is paid, I recently owed the Yi family another 5 million. This is the promissory note I wrote. So, do you still want me to be your adopted daughter? What? You owe 5 million? And to the Yi family? He glared at me furiously. Uncle, aren't you well informed? Go and check. Although the Yi family and our family have a childhood betrothal. But think about it. What era is this? Who believes in such things anymore? The Yi family is a proper wealthy clan in the capital. We're just ordinary people. How could we possibly have any marriage ties with them? But I really couldn't accept it. So I asked for an exorbitant amount. I borrowed 5 million from someone named Yi Qinjing to tide me over. Afterward, I regretted it a bit. Uncle, maybe I should just take you as my godfather. Help me think of a way out. I'll definitely take care of you in your old age. Lin Jianyang was at his wit's end, deeply grieved. You're so foolish. The childhood betrothal was arranged by our ancestors. They have to acknowledge it whether they like it or not. Unless our Lin family renounces this marriage. Otherwise, they have no right to refuse. You go to the capital immediately and apologize to the Yi family. How much of that 5 million have you spent? Find a way to pay it back. I shrugged. Can't do it. It's all gone. Otherwise, why do you think I had money to pay off Grandpa's debt? Robbing Peter to pay Paul. As for apologizing, I don't think it's necessary. Now I only have a debt relationship with the Yi family. I'll just pay it back slowly. What do you mean? I called off the engagement. They were overjoyed when they heard. It shows they really weren't happy with this marriage. Even if I married into the family, I wouldn't be happy. Lin Jianyang was thunderstruck. You bastard. Damn it. Are you saying you not only broke off the engagement with the Yi family, but also owe them 5 million? Idiot. How could our Lin family have produced someone like you? You're a debt collector demon, he roared in front of everyone, completely lost face. The villagers were bewildered. The old village chief thought of the childhood betrothal, clapped his hands in approval, felt relieved. Lin Jinyang was dazed. His plan was completely ruined. Second uncle and fourth uncle looked at each other in dismay, dared not step forward. The old village chief waved his hand to take charge. All right, everyone disperse. Since the memorial ceremony is over, go and eat the feast. Hold on, uncle. Seeing how you are, you definitely won't let me finish the memorial. But you caused a scene on Grandpa's death anniversary. If you don't give me an explanation, you should at least give Grandpa an explanation. He's down underground. If he knows you went back on your word, he definitely won't rest in peace. Stop talking nonsense. You've done something against our ancestors. And you still have the nerve to accuse me? I sneered. Against our ancestors? Is not marrying into the Yi family going against our ancestors? Then do the ancestors know how vastly different the two family statuses are now? I'm a penniless person. How would I manage marrying into the richest family in the capital? The family's not the problem. I don't want to marry. No one can force me. I believe that even if Grandpa were still alive, he would support me. Lin Jinyang jumped up in anger. You don't want to marry? Then let your cousin marry him. As soon as the words left his mouth, Lin Jinyang's face flushed red. He knew he'd spoken too quickly. Oh, so that's your plan. No wonder today you're holding a memorial ceremony for Grandpa. And making me go through the ritual. So you want cousin to steal my childhood betrothal? The villagers were in an uproar. That Yi family is the richest. Oh my goodness. No wonder Lin Jinyang was so excited. Lin Ming actually called off the engagement with the richest Jin family. Lin Jinyang's scheme is really ambitious. But then again, is Lin Qianqian up to the task? I only bow to Grandpa's ancestral tablet. Uncle, you should kowtow to Grandpa. Then this matter will be over. In the future, don't bother yourselves with my affairs. Jinyang, kowtow to your father. The ceremony is over. As the eldest son, you really should kowtow to send off the ancestral tablet. Lin Jinyang glared at me fiercely, whispering a threat. You little brat, you've gotten bold. Once today's business is done, I'll settle accounts with you properly. I curled my lips and smiled, taking advantage of him kneeling. I pressed the ring. Lin Jinyang finished kowtowing. His vision went black. He saw Grandpa's ghost. Unfilial son, I provided for your marriage when I was alive, built a new house, bought sandbarges, and contracted fish ponds. The money spent on you is at least 700,000 or 800,000, if not 1,000,000. Is this how you treat me? Ha ha ha, you're worse than a beast. I raised you for nothing. I'll come and take you now. Lin Jinyang was so scared he started convulsing on the spot, begging for mercy nonstop. The villagers were terrified. They thought he was possessed by evil, which was bad. Lin Jinyang had sticky fingers. He was punished by the underworld. Throw him out quickly. Don't ruin the ancestral hall's feng shui. Lin Jinyang was thrown out of the ancestral hall by a strong man. My expression was cold. I looked at the ancestral tablet. Grandpa, don't blame your granddaughter. It's just that this eldest son of yours is too wicked. I used your name to teach him a lesson. Lin Jinyang's plot was exposed, and he suffered retribution. The villagers feasted and mocked his disgraceful behavior. After Wang Shi and Lin Qianqian found out, they were so angry they cursed loudly in the room, but didn't dare cause trouble for me. Lin Jinyang was carried home, with a dazed expression, as if he had become mentally disabled. I lit incense for Grandpa, picked up the ancestral tablet, and prepared to leave. The old village chief pulled me aside. That Yi family is the one I mentioned to you last time. The distant relatives in the capital. It's them, but village chief Grandpa. Don't worry, I have the debt situation under control. I just wanted to make my uncle back off just now. Actually, it's not a big problem. I returned to the ancestral home, packed my things, left the village, went back to Qingtang town for some peace and quiet. Before leaving, I broke open Grandpa's small heater and took out a 9-eye heavenly bead. I put the heavenly bead into the space, left with valuable items. At night, I put on the heavenly bead. Grandpa came to me in a dream. I can speak now. Grandpa, you finally came to see me again. I hugged Grandpa. Good granddaughter. It seems you've already put on the 9-eye heavenly bead that I gave you. Good. With it, you'll be immune to all evil. From now on, the two of us, Grandpa and granddaughter, can talk. I was extremely excited. Complained to Grandpa. Told him about the uncle's evil deeds. Grandpa's face darkened. He sighed. Little Ming. Grandpa knows those unfilial sons have wronged you, but they can't make me appear in their dreams like you can. Otherwise, I would definitely go and teach them a lesson. Don't worry. Grandpa won't bless them in the underworld. Whether fortune or misfortune, they have to bear it themselves. Grandpa won't back them up anymore. I was content. Grandpa asked about the Yi family matter, learning that I had called off the engagement. He was a bit regretful. You are destined to have a connection with the Yi family. Follow heaven's will. Let nature take its course. I woke up startled and confused. Yi Heng, Yi Fan, Yi Chunjing all share the surname Yi. Could this be fate? I bought a large amount of hell money and burned it for Grandpa in the warehouse. Grandpa, spend it sparingly. Your spending speed is almost catching up to a nouveau riche on a revenge spending spree. Yi Heng led his team members day and night, finally returning safely to the shelter. Everyone welcomed the team at the valley entrance. After eating and drinking their fill, Yi Heng began distributing supplies. These 5 baskets of vegetables are all gifts from the goddess. Everyone, divide them up here. Don't fight over them. The vegetables were properly distributed. The villagers marveled. These vegetables are so fresh. The roots are still attached, not wilted at all, as if they were just picked from the field. I already smell a fresh fragrance. I wonder how they compare to Chinese cabbage, in terms of taste. If only we could grow them here too. These vegetables have complete root systems. The survival rate after planting would definitely be high. Everyone sighed. Unfortunately, there's no purified soil. All right, everyone quiet down. The goddess has also given us other things. Yi Heng brought out 100 pumpkins. Everyone exclaimed. Yi Heng excitedly introduced that pumpkins are not only precious, but are currently extinct. Even the special zone couldn't overcome the cultivation difficulties. I'm saying this, everyone should understand what it means. Everyone's eyes widened. Oh my, the goddess is really too amazing. We understand what Captain Yi means. We absolutely must not let others know about us having pumpkins. Otherwise the consequences would be unimaginable. Representatives of each family left with supplies. The camp was in a frenzy. Thank the goddess for the gift. I was receiving nutrient supplements. Suddenly a warm current surged into my body. My waist no longer aches. I feel full of energy. I was puzzled. Yi Heng's voice echoed in my mind. Lin Ming, I distributed the vegetables and pumpkins you gave. On behalf of everyone in the shelter, I thank you. You have no idea just now. Each one of them was extremely excited. They all knelt down together to thank the goddess for your gift. A flash of inspiration struck me. Could it be feedback from faith power? Wait, what did you just say? Goddess. My expression turned strange. I think it's fine this way. The supplies you gave are extremely precious here. Even many things that are completely unseen here. Like that pumpkin. You know, in our world, pumpkins have already gone extinct. Even the upper-class citizens in the special zone have never seen or tasted them. Since everyone is willing to believe in a deity, it's not a bad thing. On the contrary, it can restrain them, keep them in a state of reverence. I snapped back to reality. A smile tugged at the corner of my mouth. No need to apologize. It's just a title. I won't feel pressured. Besides, I think what you said makes sense. A mysterious goddess is indeed persuasive. And at the same time, authoritative. You chose to trust me, so I'm naturally willing, within my ability, to provide you with help. If this title can become hope in their hearts, then let them continue to believe. I cut off the connection, secretly let out a sigh of relief. I decided to send more supplies to the shelter. I rushed to the pig farm, ordered 10 pigs. Whole pigs plus slaughter and processing fees, total less than 20,000. Then went to the chicken farm and ordered 200 chickens. Processing fees included, whole chickens cost only a few thousand. Miss, are you buying so many chickens for a banquet? I still have a lot of ready-made eggs at home. Would you like to buy them? I'll give you the lowest price. My eyes lit up. Boss, how many eggs do you have in total? All of them are here. Usually my family's eggs get taken away quickly by a few big vendors. This time we happen to have a batch left over. There are 100 trays here in total. 50 eggs per tray. All are homegrown, antibiotic-free eggs. Absolutely safe. I thought it over. 5,000 eggs aren't that many, so I bought them all in one go. The chicken farm owner was grinning from ear to ear. I like you young folks with deep pockets. Coming over to buy stuff. Here, I also have some chicken gizzards. All yours, for free. If you ever need anything, make sure to come to me. I left the delivery address the same way. Continued on to the next wholesale market. I also bought a large amount of seasonings and dried goods. Spent less than 30,000. On my way past a liquor and tobacco shop, I contacted Yi Heng. Yi Heng, are cigarettes and alcohol very valuable in your world? Yi Heng's spirits lifted. He sat up straight. Yes, cigarettes and alcohol are hard currency in the wasteland, especially in the circles of the upper-class citizens in the special zone. Alcohol especially. If the quality is good, a small bottle can even buy you upper-class status. I was surprised. Tonight, I'll arrange a batch of supplies into the space. I'll also buy some cigarettes and alcohol for you. You can trade them as you see fit. By evening, I returned to the warehouse, signed for everything I bought today, and stored it in the warehouse. I closed the door. After making sure no one was deliberately watching me, I began transferring the supplies. Yi Heng had spent the entire afternoon in an extremely conflicted state of anxiety and excitement, especially when he heard me say that the supplies tonight would include cigarettes and alcohol. I called out to Yi Heng with my spiritual power. Yi Heng jolted. He replied almost instantly. I'm here. I'll start sending supplies into the space now. There's a lot this time. You arrange it as you see fit. Perishable items need to be stacked neatly in the space. As for the rest that's easier to store, you can move them out of the space directly. Our space isn't big enough. I'm afraid there won't be enough room later. Hearing this, Yi Heng's breathing quickened. He gave a steady I didn't waste any time. Acting quickly, I stored 7 boxes of various nutritional supplements into the space. These are the nutritional supplements I promised you earlier. The effects and usage of each supplement are in the instructions. Just follow them. 7 boxes filled up the space. Yi Heng quickly moved them out. Next came 5,000 eggs, 150 eggs, for a total of 100 trays. Stacked up, they didn't take up much space. I arranged the eggs neatly. Yi Heng was stunned. Before Yi Heng could recover from his shock, I threw in one fresh-keeping box after another, filling up the emptied space again at once. Yi Heng held his breath, taking a closer look. The packaging boxes actually contained chickens inside. Counting them, there had to be over 100. These chickens may not compare to real free-range ones, but the meat is still decent. They were all freshly slaughtered and packaged today, 200 in total, plus several dozen kilograms of chicken gizzards. A gift from the boss. Chicken must be refrigerated to keep fresh. Best to freeze it to last longer. If you don't have those conditions, temporarily leave it in the space. Or you can cure it with a lot of salt to make. Dried salted chicken, it's tasty, and keeps much longer. Yi Heng was moved to tears. Now find a relatively open area. I still have dozens of crates of things to give you. These things, you'd better discuss among yourselves first how to handle them. Just piling them in the space isn't right. Yi Heng rushed to the warehouse. Li Meng, I'm already at the shelter's warehouse. Dozens of blue crates hit the ground. Inside was all pork. The team members were shocked. They were jumping for joy. I explained the pork cuts and how to cook them. As for cigarettes and alcohol, I didn't buy you too much. Take these to trade first and see how it goes. If it's not enough, I'll buy more. I sent 1 case of baijiu, 1 case of red wine, and 2 cartons of cigarettes into the space. You can keep 1 bottle from each case. For drinking yourself. As for cigarettes, I suggest you don't smoke them yourself. They're easy to get addicted to, hard to quit. And also, they leave a smell of smoke on you easily. If there are zombies or mutant beasts that are sensitive to smells, that wouldn't be good for you. Yi Heng's expression turned serious. Don't worry, I won't smoke. I'll make these things bring maximum value. I trusted Yi Heng enough, so I didn't say much more. I cut off the connection with the space. Yi Heng planned his trading strategy. He turned around and saw the team drooling over the pork. Somehow, tomorrow you and I take 2 people and head back to the 13th special zone. With so much pork to store, it's time to buy some refrigeration equipment. These power-hungry devices are always very expensive, and maintaining them is also a huge expense. Hasn't your space been upgraded? Can't you put it in your space? Yi Heng shook his head. I'm afraid not. The goddess doesn't like the smell of pork in the space. Bye, we'll set off tomorrow. Even if we have to snatch one, we'll bring it back. Can't let the goddess smell any trace of pork stench. In the middle of the night, I was woken up by Yi Fan. Fairy sister, are you there? I successfully entered Cloud Heaven's sect. I jolted alert and entered the second space. Yi Fan, what did you just say? I quickly steadied my voice, maintaining the demeanor of a superior. Fairy sister, I successfully entered Cloud Heaven's sect. The spiritual root test showed wood and fire dual spiritual roots. I was accepted as an outer disciple, starting from the lowest white-robed disciple. Sorry, fairy sister, I let you down. My talent is very average. I didn't win the favor of any elder in the sect. He was guilty and self-blaming. I consoled him. Talent doesn't mean everything. The path of cultivation depends more on mindset and effort. I once knew a Tao ancestor who started on the path as a mortal with the most unpromising pseudo-spiritual root, but through his own hard work, he became a celestial venerable that even the heavenly Tao couldn't shake. You also started as a mortal. Being able to step onto the immortal path is already cause for celebration. You've already crossed the hardest step. What's there to fear? I have high hopes for you. Yi Fan's heart surged with emotion. Fairy sister, Yi Fan understands. I will definitely not let down your expectations. I nodded. This young man is pretty good. A few words and he's pacified. His attitude is also proper and positive. After making contact with Yi Fan, I also lost my drowsiness, so I communicated with him via spiritual power. What do you think of Cloud Heaven sect? Are the senior brothers and sisters around you easy to get along with? Yi Fan was naturally talkative, and especially wanted to spend more time with the esteemed fairy sister in his mind. So he opened up. From Yi Fan's story, I roughly pieced together the situation of the outer sect of Cloud Heaven sect. When I heard that the sect was strict in management, with clear rewards and punishments, and that every resource had to be earned, Yi Fan, with his youthful spirit, rubbed his flat belly and sighed. Fairy sister, you don't know? Cloud Heaven sect only provides housing, not food. I've just reached chi refining first level, almost no different from a mortal, and can't survive on fasting. I haven't eaten in 3 days. I was slightly surprised. Good grief, this is really becoming an immortal. 3 days without food, and still have strength to cultivate? Wait here, I'll find you something to eat. Cloud Heaven sect is at least a large sect, yet they don't even provide meals for entry-level disciples? That's outrageous. As I spoke, I got off the bed and headed to the kitchen. But Yi Fan seemed a bit flustered. Fairy sister, you don't need to trouble yourself finding food for me. I just wanted to talk to you more. I said it casually. Actually, I can find food myself. I smiled and walked to the kitchen, opened the fridge, glanced, and said, it's no trouble, just a little thing. I can understand the cultivation sect not providing meals. After all, once you start cultivating, it's best to avoid the desires of the mouth and stomach. Mortal food easily creates impurities, which isn't good for cultivation. But hear with me, cultivation and enjoying mortal pleasures don't have to conflict. As long as you maintain control, it's fine. While talking, I already took out a bottle of cola and a pack of frozen dumplings. Let me cook some dumplings for you. We'll make do today, and once you're full, you can work hard on cultivation tomorrow. I wouldn't take no for an answer, and started busy in the kitchen. Yi Fan felt guilty, sitting on the wooden bed, his eyes slightly reddening. Once the dumplings were cooked, I thoughtfully found soy sauce packets and chili oil, and put them along with the cola into the second space. Eat up, don't stand on ceremony. You seem pretty young, like a younger brother to me. It's only natural for an older sister to take care of her brother. I stopped trying to act all profound, and our interaction became more relaxed. Yi Fan, with red eyes, took the food out of the space. After finishing a plate of dumplings, Yi Fan was already crying with tears streaming down his face. He looked at the cola. Fairy sister, is this water also for me? This is called cola, a very refreshing drink. People in my world call it happy water. Try twisting the cap and taking a sip. It tastes great. Yi Fan twisted off the cap, took a gulp, and suddenly his Dantian's spiritual energy surged, flushing through his meridians. Yi Fan's whole body trembled, unable to believe it, staring at the cola. What kind of spiritual water is this? How can it have such abundant spiritual energy? Fairy sister, how could you give me such precious spiritual water? This is too valuable. Yi Fan panicked and put the cola back into the space. You're too good to me, but I'm just a mediocre chi refining cultivator, an ant unworthy of such precious spiritual water. I was completely puzzled. Cola doesn't have cultivation functions. Yi Fan, don't sell yourself short. If even you don't have confidence, then what are you cultivating for? And don't feel burdened. The reason I'm helping you is not unconditional. From today on, I'll occasionally assign you tasks. You not only need to cultivate hard, but also work for me. If you agree, then take back the cola. Yi Fan's mind stirred, and after careful consideration, he picked up the cola. That's more like it. Relax. Cola is easy for me to get, an endless supply, but whether it has any side effects on cultivators in your world is unknown. You can figure that out on your own. Any findings, report to me anytime. Yi Fan marveled at the spiritual water. That was inexhaustible. He got off the bed and knelt. Fairy sister, your great kindness, Yi Fan will never forget. I will use this spiritual water with utmost caution and never waste it. Fairy sister, please assign me a task. The spiritual water is too precious. I really don't deserve it. All right then, investigate for me the specific steps for mortals to cultivate immortality. And what conditions are needed to awaken a spiritual root? That shouldn't be too hard for you, right? Yi Fan listened carefully to the task, and though curious inside, he didn't question anything. Fairy sister, you've come to the right person. Although I awakened my spiritual root by accident, I have indeed carefully studied the methods for mortals to cultivate the Tao. Yi Fan quickly told me all the information he knew. Although it's extremely difficult for a mortal to cultivate, there are shortcuts. It just depends on whether you can get the resources to transcend mortality. Then start with the meridian opening pill you mentioned. I want you to find a meridian opening pill for me. If you encounter any difficulties, you can contact me anytime. Well, it's getting late. You should rest now. Tomorrow I'll provide you with food, and you need to cultivate well. I lay on the bed, my mind unsettled. If what Yi Fan said is true, that taking the meridian opening pill can open the body's acupoints and gain the ability to communicate with heaven and earth's spiritual energy, then I might really become an immortal. But I didn't hold out too much hope. Since cultivating in modern times sounds like a fantasy, I still had to repay Yi Qingjing's 5 million and upgrade the 2 spaces as soon as possible. That day I decided to go out and look around, considering using the method Yi Heng mentioned to improve my mental strength. In Cloud City, there is a large cultural and antique trade market, and also several regular rough stone gambling venues with good reputations. So I set out for Cloud City again. Inside the largest rough stone gambling venue in Cloud City, various raw stones dazzled the eyes. Just as I entered the venue, I was targeted by Wang Xiang, the newbie hunter. Little miss, do you know how to gamble on stones? It's my first time. Looks like you're well equipped, uncle. Do you come here often? Wang Xiang was secretly pleased. Xiang here is not an uncle to a newbie. Call me Brother Wang. I'm a regular here, and I know all about stone gambling. Little sis, if you trust me, let me show you around today, how about it? I understood his intention, and didn't call him out. Sure, since I don't really understand, I'll tag along with Brother Wang today. Wang Xiang was overjoyed, leading me to the corner old material area. Many people had already noticed Wang Xiang latching onto me, and they whispered to each other. Another unlucky one falling for Wang Xiang's trap. That bastard. Always preying on people who clearly don't know anything. None of our business. If you ask me, getting scammed is their own fault. Is stone gambling something ordinary folks should touch? Maybe it's because my mental strength is pretty good. As for the whispers around that are hard to catch, I can still pick them up. Wang Xiang led me to a corner. The rough stones displayed here were cheap, but every single one was dull and gray. They didn't look like anything good. Brother Wang, there are so many rough stones in the main hall. Why'd you bring me to some obscure corner to look at stones? You just don't get it. We've got an inside connection. The stuff hidden in the corners. That's often where the best materials come from. Trust your big bro. Anyway, buying one won't cost much. I was half skeptical. Picked up a small gray stone Wang Xiang handed me. Took a glance. It looked no different from a roadside rock. This one's pretty good. And it's not expensive. 2,000 bucks, just for fun. No heartache. I'll study it. I really don't know stone gambling. But ever since I stepped in here, I vaguely understood what Yi Heng meant. I intentionally mobilized my mental strength, and I could indeed feel that each rough stone emitted a different kind of energy. To test this theory, I thought for a moment, then said, Brother Wang, this stone gambling place has VIP rooms, right? I'd like to pick out more rough stones at once. Let's go to the VIP room and study them properly. Feng Xiang frowned. He wanted to refuse, but seeing my innocent expression, he swallowed his words. The entry threshold for the VIP room is at least a 2 million capital verification. Do you have it? I do. My savings, all told, are 2.8 million. Wang Xiang heard that, and his attitude turned much more eager. I immediately swept through the stone gambling ground. Those stones that seemed suspicious, I had Wang Xiang move them to the VIP room. As for the old stock Wang Xiang recommended, I also picked quite a few to use as comparisons. All right, Brother Wang, I'd like to study them slowly by myself. If you have things to do, go ahead. I blocked Wang Xiang outside the door. Our stone gambling place has strict rules. Don't you dare pull any tricks. There are cameras everywhere. I'll wait for you in the main hall to come out. After Wang Xiang left, he immediately bowed and scraped to one of the staff. Clearly, they were in cahoots. He said quietly, "Good lad. You've hooked a big fish. Don't worry, as long as he buys any piece of old stock, I'll count it as your commission." I used a camera angle glitch to send the rough stones into the space. Contacted Yiheng. "Yiheng, help me take a look quick. Can this rough stone yield good material?" Yiheng had better control over mental strength than I did. With the space as a link, cheating a little was always possible. Yiheng immediately led his team to find cover. "Linming, are you gambling on rough stones?" "I've never actually done it. But here we do crude exploration, also relying on mental strength to distinguish rare metal materials. Same principle, I think. Then check out this one in the space." Yiheng took out the rough stone, studied it with his team, and judged it wouldn't yield good material. I sent all the rough stones into the space, letting Yiheng identify them. An hour later, I locked onto the rough stone with the best cost-performance ratio. Through my exchanges with Yiheng, I also became proficient in applying mental strength. A rough stone with intense mental strength fluctuations must contain good material. I returned to the outer hall. "How is it?" "Picked everything. I'll buy this one. None of the rest. Please ring me up. Arrange an experienced stone-cutting master to help cut the stone." Wang Xiang saw it was just an ordinary stone, not the old stock he wanted to sell him, so he started spinning a line. I coldly called him out. "You didn't really think I didn't know anything, did you, Mr. Newbie Killer?" Wang Xiang was stunned. My aura had completely changed. I followed the staff to handle the formalities, and when I saw Wang Xiang still trying to follow, I said without turning around, "Don't think I don't know what you're conspiring with the people here. As for that old stock you recommended, you can keep it for yourself and slowly enjoy it. I'm not going to be your sucker." Seeing that his little scheme was completely exposed, Wang Xiang dropped the act. "Haha, little girl. Arrogance comes at a price. I may not be a good person, but I've got a bit of a name in this business. My ability to judge stones ain't worse than those with certificates. I'll tell you straight, that rough stone you want won't yield anything good. You don't listen to me, you'll just pay more tuition here." I spent 18,000 to buy this stone, then followed to the cutting room. As soon as I walked in, I saw Wang Xiang with ill intentions. I ignored him, handed the rough stone to the cutter. "Master, please help cut this stone. Be careful. Take your time, it doesn't matter." 2 hours later, the master exclaimed, "It's cracked open. A big piece. Little miss, your hand is truly blessed. First time, and you picked a top-grade Hitian jade. Rough stone. It's oozing grease. Such a ripe piece. Look at this quality. It's undoubtedly mutton fat jade. Little miss, you're about to be rich. Is this the legendary newbie protection period?" Wang Xiang felt faint with regret. He was beside himself with remorse. I was happy inside, but kept a calm face. "Master, keep cutting. Clean it all off." Upon hearing that, the master didn't dare to continue. This was mutton fat jade worth at least 10,000 a gram. Soon, the owner of the stone gambling place rushed over. It turned out to be Fifth Master Qin. "Uncle?" This little girl actually called him Fifth Master. Uncle Qin Feng already knew I was at the stone gambling place. As soon as he arrived, he started lecturing me. "You little girl, you've got some nerve. You just got a bit of spare cash, and you come here to throw it away? Is stone gambling some kind of fun game? How many people who were once wealthy ended up losing everything, even their underwear?" I pouted, staring at his bright white teeth. The dad vibe is a bit strong. Those who lost their underwear were the ones who were both bad and still loved to play. I'm different. Look, on my first try I cut out mutton fat jade. Qin Feng was amazed at my luck, but still thought it was pure chance. Your luck really makes even me envious. But don't forget, stone gambling is still gambling. Can you guarantee you'll strike good stuff every time? You've tasted a little sweetness. It's easy to get sucked in and never be satisfied. These low-price area stones, sooner or later, you'll want to touch those that cost hundreds of thousands, or even millions of rough stones. When that happens, you won't even have time to cry. Hundreds of thousands, millions? Uncle, you think too highly of me. You got lucky this time. Congratulations. Of course I still have to congratulate you, but there can't be a next time. Uncle, did you get porcelain veneers? Look at that row of white teeth. I can even see my face reflected in them. Qin Feng was speechless. He could see it now. This girl was stubborn as a mule. She was just toying with him here. What are you planning to do with this thing? Let me give you a suggestion. Since the edge is already exposed, it must be mutton fat jade for sure. But what the final outcome will be is still unknown. Might as well stop here. Sell it as a semi-gambled rough stone. I trust my psychic judgment. The entire piece of mutton fat jade is less than 50 grams. If sold as a semi-gambled rough stone, how much can we get? The site purchase price has been driven from 600,000 to over 1 million. If you trust me, I can help you sell it. The price will definitely be at auction level. Naturally, I was tempted when I heard that. The next day, Qin Feng called. The rough stone sold for 2.5 million. If the money hadn't actually landed in my account, I would have suspected Master Qin was making fun of me. Who knew that less than 2 hours later, Master Qin called again. As soon as I answered, I heard roaring laughter on the other end. What's up? Why is my book suddenly going crazy? Qin Feng completely ignored my teasing, laughed a bit more. Then he said, you girl, you wouldn't happen to be the reincarnation of some luck god, would you? This is way too lucky. Guess what? That piece of yours. The buyer opened it fully on the spot, and it only yielded 30 grams of seed jade. Experts estimated its value at around 1.2 million. I took a huge loss. Even though I anticipated it, I still couldn't help feeling bitter. But the upside is the material's quality is quite good. Plus the shape is regular. That buyer didn't think he lost too much. Instead, he asked me about you. Said if you have more pieces, sell them to him. Master Qin finished speaking, then immediately warned me. Let me tell you, you must control yourself. Once you're in deep, there's no turning back. This gambling on stones. I couldn't be bothered to listen. I put the phone aside, checked with my psychic power. In the 2 spaces, Yifan still hadn't moved. The packed food I left for him was untouched. But 4 servings of the chicken leg rice in the first space were gone. Then, I turned my gaze to the door in this space. During this time, I've tried almost every day to open that door, but I've never managed to open it. I wonder what will be behind that door. Once my psychic power is strong enough. Qin Feng kept saying hello on the phone for a long time. Only then did I pick up the phone. I'm here, I'm listening. Don't worry, I won't do anything reckless. After hanging up, I gave a cold laugh. Stop? No way I'm stopping. Tried to contact Yi Heng. No further response. After thinking, I immediately left the hotel. Strolled around a nearby mall. At night, another gambling stone venue in Cloud City. I blended in wearing a baseball cap. A golden glint in my eyes. This time I planned to gamble on stones myself. After gaining some experience, I no longer needed to bring every stone to Yi Heng for a second opinion. I glanced at the ordinary stone area. Found nothing. So I asked to be taken to the mid-range stone area. In just half an hour, I picked 5 rough stones. Seemingly random picks. But they were repeatedly confirmed with psychic power. The 5 stones cost 200,000. I cut them all, and they all skyrocketed in value. The news exploded in the gambling stone venue. I was suspected of cheating, of having X-ray vision. This you need to investigate properly. A 100% appraisal probability. Even the world's top stone gambling masters can't do that. Look at her face. She's only in her early 20s. If there's no trick here, I won't believe it. Someone went to get the management. This little girl is in for trouble today. I didn't expect things to blow up this big. For a moment, I panicked. So I simply grabbed the 5 half-cut stones and made a quick getaway. By the time everyone reacted and tried to find me, I had already taken off my hat and melted into the crowd. Returned to the hotel as fast as possible. At 1 a.m., Qin Feng stormed into the hotel. Only then did I breathe a sigh of relief. Master Qin, did I cause trouble? I asked that verbally, but I wasn't too burdened in my heart. After this job, I planned to stop for a while. Originally, he had only gone gambling to train his psychic power. The look Qin Feng gave me now was a bit strange. On the way here, he heard his underlings report. Couldn't believe his own ears. That I had actually hit 5 jackpots. The key thing, this girl only picked 5 stones total, and every single one struck gold. You little girl, you don't actually have X-ray vision, do you? After holding it in for a long time, the words that popped out of Master Qin almost made me lose my composure. I couldn't help rolling my eyes. Do you believe? I just got really lucky. Can't help it. Luck is unstoppable. Qin Feng thought to himself. Like hell I believe you. But he couldn't think of another explanation for now. Give me the stuff. I'll help you deal with it. Qin Feng took a deep breath. He still planned to help me out. I grinned and handed him the 5 half-cut rough stones. Master Qin, you're so loyal. How about I share 10% of the profit with you? Thank you for helping me out. You're generous. I don't want the money. I'll help you suppress this matter. But only this once. Next time I won't clean up your mess. The curve of my lips grew wider. Still, Master Qin is generous. Then I won't stand on ceremony. If you need anything in the future, just say the word. If I can help, I definitely will. With Master Qin, the big shot of Cloud City. The commotion I caused quickly died down. No one would trace it back to me. It was already the afternoon of the 3rd day when I returned to Qingtang town. Those 5 half-cut, rough stones. Their quality wasn't as good as the initial mutton fat jade, but they made up for it in quantity. Also called Qin Feng. Sold privately for 2 million. He didn't take a single cent. Transferred it all to me. This trip to Cloud City, I never expected that I could make over 4 million in one go. Enough to pay back Yin Yechenjing's money. No need to pay it back immediately. A few days later is the same. I didn't set off for the capital city. During the days I was away, I asked Aunt Wang about the village situation. Learned that Lin Jianyang wanted to send Lin Xianqian to a debutante class. Wanted to marry into a wealthy family. I explained what a debutante class was. Aunt Wang's worldview shattered. Oh my god, how can such a class exist? That's terrifying. So according to that Lin Jianyang couple, they really planned to send Lin Xianqian into a wealthy family, huh? I made no comment. Ever since Yi Fan took a sip of cola, the spiritual energy in his body surged. So he immediately asked the outer sect steward for leave, and went into secluded cultivation in his crude cave dwelling. He thought this seclusion, refining the spiritual energy from the cola, would take many days, but it only took a short 3 or 4 days to fully absorb and refine it. His cultivation level also went from Qi refining level 1, suddenly broke through to Qi refining level 3. When he exited the cultivation state, his first thought was to report to me. But when he saw the food I left for him in the space, he couldn't hold it back anymore, tears streaming down. Items stored in the space can't maintain freshness. The food had long gone cold. But Yi Fan ate it with relish. Not a single grain left. He ate it all. Fairy sister, you were so good to me. I will definitely work even harder. Half asleep and half awake, I heard Yi Fan's voice. I rubbed my eyes. I flashed into the second space. Sure enough, I sensed Yi Fan's spiritual energy. Yi Fan also saw me immediately. He immediately said excitedly, Fairy sister, I've broken through. Now I'm at the 3rd level of Qi refining. Really? That's awesome. Yi Fan was praised. and he scratched his head sheepishly. Fairy sister, don't praise me. I'm still far from it. Chi refining is just the beginning. Above it are foundation establishment, core formation, nascent soul, and spirit severing, among other major realms. Hearing this, I couldn't help but sigh that cultivation is not easy. Fairy sister, tomorrow I plan to find the appraisal master in the sect to help appraise the grade of the cola. If possible, I want to use the cola to see if I can wait for someone willing to exchange a high-grade meridian opening pill. Yi Fan stated his thoughts. I could hear Yi Fan's concern. I didn't mind much. I said, just go ahead boldly. Didn't I tell you? I have plenty of this cola. But once the appraisal results come out, you have to tell me right away if cola in the Tiangang continent really is the cultivation spiritual water that cultivators dream of. Then he'll make a huge profit. I rested for a day at home in Qingtang town. Then I went to the town, to the household that specializes in making paper effigies and paper houses. I asked about the market rates. I ordered a decent-looking courtyard house. The spirit house I ordered for Grandpa was his favorite style. It was more impressive than the simple courtyard of the old house. Higher specifications. Besides that, I also ordered a luxury package to go with the courtyard house. Beautiful women and luxury cars, of course, couldn't be missing. Mobile phones, home appliances, and other items were also included. Grandpa will be overjoyed when he sees it. The old man doesn't know how to drive. I'll have to send a driver down too. After finishing Grandpa's matters, I went again to Grandpa's ancestral tablet to offer incense and pay respects. Only then did I set off.